Here we go.
Let's get it on.
The start of the playoffs. It's a best of 9. Score is 0-0. It's not a best of 9 between Goblin and ShoWTimE, obviously. But they will be playing twice against each other today. Just like Serral and Classic will be playing twice against each other. And HeroMarine and Trigger. Big matches. Couple of 2v2s in the mix as well. Here we go.
Round 1. Fight.
I am excited, thanks to Rotti for running the WardiTV Season 10 Team League. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. We missed the first one because I was still in Korea for that, but we've watched every other match. The last one was probably my favorite, but let's hope today we can find a new favorite. It's gonna be difficult. Reynor is not here this weekend because he is in Miami for a Red Bull event, as Reynor is obviously outside of a BASILISK player, a Red Bull athlete as well. And with that, there are some perks. Like being flown to Miami to stay in a nice hotel and meet other cool, talented people. We'll miss him this weekend, but we're gonna try to do it without him. Bottom right side, we're representing the Three Mustiteers. It is ShoWTimE. Big shout out, of course, to everyone's favorite German Terran outside of Gabe. No, it's not Battle B. No, it's not Moja. Has to be Musti. Top left side of Ruby Rock, we are looking at the man who is fighting for us. This is the final weekend that he's fighting under the Basilisk banner. Unless he becomes the absolute MVP, then maybe we can make magic happen. Who knows? This is Goblin. ShoWTimE sending out a probe to the top right side very early. Goblin already has a probe in the main base of ShoWTimE. Could be a proxy Stargate most of the time, and it's in the top right side. It kind of feels like it is Stargate. It's pretty far away for a robo. Gateway doesn't make a lot of sense. Can also be Twilight into like a hidden blink opening. Keep your opponent guessing. It's something that Hero does quite often, but when ShoWTimE is doing it, well, we go double Stalker. This might actually be a Twilight opening. Maybe ShoWTimE is taking a note out of the playbook of Hero, because this is something Hero has done a couple of times against him. Hero always ends up on the right side of things. One base blink can also be quite good against a robo. ShoWTimE is still gonna go Stargate, it's just a little bit delayed. There he goes, double Stalker, proxy Stargate. Goblin is gonna scout. If Goblin finds this, this would be massive. Probe is heading in the right direction. Oh, what a scout. What a scout. Our boy. This is massive. Getting a scout on this moment as well, where the Stargate is like halfway done, is picture perfect. And there's going to be a 4-Stalker opening on the side of Goblin, 4-Stalker opening on the side of ShoWTimE. Goblin can go for it. If Goblin wants to, he can go for it. He's also hiding a probe in the bottom side of the map. Promising start to this clan war. I don't hate it. Now this can still play out in many different ways, because the micro is going to be crucial. 4 Stalkers versus 4 Stalkers. I think ShoWTimE is Stalker 3 and 4 gonna arrive a little bit earlier. ShoWTimE might also get some hits off from the high ground. Goblin needs to... Oh, I don't like the positioning here. Yeah, we need to go deeper. We need to go deeper. Now we can use our probe at least. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade, but ShoWTime's reinforcements arrived a bit earlier, so it's a 2-for-1 trade. And I think we have to back off. Well done by ShoWTimE. Very smart that he came in from this angle, because he had high ground versus low ground, so he can get the first shots off. Goblin did still have his Stalker, so he's actually getting a lot of free shots off on the Oracle. We'll take it. We'll most certainly take it. Moving 2 more Stalkers, trying to anticipate the Oracle path, but it's not that easy. Need to make sure that we don't lose anything. We can get hits off. We can get more hits off. Goblin is losing a second probe. I guess they were both scouting probes. Kind of odd. Still a nice little worker lead. Since ShoWTimE obviously invested in the Stargate and the Robo, was maybe a tiny bit worried about Goblin going for a 1 base. Ooh. If we would have killed that, it would have been amazing. I guess ShoWTimE cut worker production because he was doing a lot. The Stargate, the Oracle, the 4 Stalkers, the Robo, the Expand. It still doesn't look too bad for us, if you ask me. Our Nexus is a tiny bit later. The Blink already on the way. More than a playable position for the man from Croatia. It's always a bit tricky when you're going up against the early Robo. The Immort count's probably going to be quite high. Goblin can continue to just hallucinate phoenixes to put them on top of this oracle, even if you'll never kill it. It's nice to know that it's still there, that it's not moving. Little hallucinated phoenix scout. We already know about the robo. We'll see that the robo, and there is a forge, so that's a nice scout. See that the units are out of position, and then you kind of know that your opponent is probably moving his army over here. We can take a little look at what... I wonder, can you send it? What about a 2-base all-out blink stock all in? It's very risky, and it may not be necessary. But theoretically, I mean, it's a bit too late to make that call. But I wonder if we would have gone for like the 6th gate. I think we can probably just blink on the Immortal, kill it, and win the game. But that's a decision that Goblin had to make in the dark, and the ShoWTimE is then not expanding. You make life very awkward. ShoWTimE has a vision of this army. It's very important for Goblin to know that ShoWTimE has vision of this army. And has to be so cautious. Going up a ramp, immediately rotates, but there's a stasis trappy here. Goblin, there's a stasis trappy. He sees it. He's going to try to activate it. Does activate it. And doesn't even lose that stalker. He could drop force fields here. We blink forward on the first Immortal immediately. We use the sentries as well. That's -1 Immortal. We do lose a bunch of Blinky boys in the process. We're down 6 workers. We have not expanded yet. Not bad, but maybe not what we needed. We just didn't kill it quite quick enough. We lost a lot of stalkers there. We have extra units incoming. There is no stasis trap. That oracle is just kind of floating. With only 1 Immortal right now. Charge not done yet. There is a wilt. There is a stasis trap there. We really don't want to trap our... Maybe we go for a 4 stalker run by, but there's a new Immortal. Very unfortunate timing for Goblin. Okay, actually somewhat fortunate. We see it in time. We are down though. We are down in workers, and that is very problematic. Triple shield battery here. And the fact that the ShoWTimE has this observe here, it's been so goated for ShoWTimE. No, Zealot Charge halfway done. The moment that all the extra gateways finish up and Zealot Charge finishes up, this becomes very difficult. Good job by Goblin once more. Can maybe get this Immortal, but we don't have all of our units together. Gonna try to pick off 1 or 2 workers and blink back. That's number 1. That's number 2. We go for number 3. We get number 3. Alright. We're gonna be pretty far behind in upgrades though, and also just in the strength of the army. Careful, Goblin. Goblin on move command. Oh, that's a bad blink. That is a bad blink. We lose another stalker. It's adding up. There was potential in this game, but the first blink, I didn't hate it. We just didn't kill that Immortal quite quickly enough. Then there was another Immortal. And at that point we decided to split up the stalkers. Maybe if all the stalkers were together, we would have immediately sent it again on the second Immortal. That would have been a great play, even if it was a painful cleanup. Because ShoWTimE was actually investing in other stuff rather than a third Immortal at first. And now obviously that window is far gone. We lose another stalker. And this is kind of just going from bad to worse. We're going to be down 2 upgrades. I don't know how you win a game when you're down 2 upgrades. PvP. There is going to be very limited micro potential when the 2 armies eventually clash. Even if you have blink and your opponent doesn't. It's not so much about the stalkers at that point. This army is starting to look somewhat invincible. Goblin is going to try to maybe make something happen here with the Zealots, putting him out of position. Gets 2 workers. I'm afraid that this game is kind of too far gone at this point. Promising start with the scout, but ShoWTimE was very clever with the 4 stalkers and turning it into actually a somewhat decent start. We did manage to get the Oracle out. Quick robo as a follow-up, quick third base. Yeah. Maybe if we can somehow have a fight where we just have more Archons and we have a far superior concave, there is ever so slightest glimmer of hope. I'd be kind of lying to you guys if I feel like a game like this is supposed to go Goblin's way very often. Perhaps 1 in 100 times. So difficult to overcome a 2 upgrade deficit. 22 Zealots, 3 Archons, soon 4 Archons. Hello, Yun. Not a bad game by Goblin at all. There was some potential. Unfortunately, a few little interactions didn't go our way, and it is a bit anticlimactic, but this is not a winnable fight, guys. There really is only one way to cover a fight like this. The only thing that Goblin can do is sacrifice this base, which puts us even further behind, but I guess that's slightly better than just taking a losing fight. Maybe all the zealots are quite clumped up here. There's 2 upgrades. We do have 1 upgrade now, but we are down 2 Archons. It is an Archon's game at this point in this PvP. ShoWTimE's army is simply invincible. And after 10 minutes and 30 seconds, it is ShoWTimE for the Three Mustiteers to take the 1-0 lead. Shame for Gobbus. There was some potential. Goblin had an okay-ish start. Obviously, he did not expect ShoWTimE, his Stalkers, to show up behind him when he was attacking that pylon. Maybe it would have been better knowing that the investment is there. And if you want to fight till the bitter end, to click the Stalkers very deeply. Because every single shot counts. And the moment that your opponent gets 2 shots off for free, you can't really win the fight anymore. So perhaps if we would have clicked those Stalkers like right next to the Stargate. But then the problem is that if the Oracle comes out, then the Oracle is going to make the difference in the DPS. And then you still don't win that fight. So it's unfortunate. And I didn't hate that first blink, but I think that first blink is a blink that we can only justify on the Immortal if we have an immediate second wave coming up. If we do have a second wave, and we can take out the second Immortal too, and then there is a chance that it's just gateway units versus gateway units with blink, there is potential, but unfortunately it did not go down that route. GG's. Means we are down 0-1. But we are sending out a Serral in a game that's definitely not a guaranteed Serral victory because it's Serral versus Classic. Jeez. You guys did not believe in my boy. Shameful. I see 99% to 1%. Serral versus Classic. Best of 1 Winter Madness, I believe, is the map, guys. Serral is, of course, the finish. Zerg for Basilisk. Classic is the Korean Protoss for the Three Mustiteers. You guys get 5 minutes. As we are setting up the game. How is that? There is a little spider on my monitor. That's weird. I mean, it's my old monitor. I don't know if there should be a spider on it. That was my quote though, OR1426. That was mine. I'm the one who said it. I'm the caster on this channel. Wait, really? Yes, of course. I think slowly just put in the comment, but the quote was mine. It was when I was casting Goblin, when he was a young, ambitious, feisty video gamer and we were hyping him up. Now, I'm obviously not the one who came up with that. The true story behind that is that I mean, I'm sure she said it. Everyone said it after I said it. But it was me copying a song from the Reynor fans that we used to sing way, way, way back before many of the people that are currently here were born. And I used to go to a lot of games. We had a midfielder called Paul Bosveld. Paul Bosveld was part of our legendary squad in 2002 that won the UEFA Cup. And to hype up Paul Bosveld, the Reynor fans would always sing, "He's here, he's there, he's fucking everywhere." Paul Bosveld. And I just applied it to Goblin. But you learn something new every day, mate. Just waiting, guys, for Yona to make it. Yona did say he was going to be a little bit later, but I don't think he'd be. He says he's here. Was that the commentator of the famous Dennis Bergkamp stream? No, that the Dennis Bergkamp clip that got very popular over at YouTube from the World Cup quarterfinals in France versus Argentina. That is the bald dude. What's his name? Jack van Gelder. Jack van Gelder is actually not a TV commentator. He's a TV host. He does like analysis. He does a talk show. And then as a side passion gig, he did the radio commentary. And he's very hyped. Because obviously radio commentary in general in the Netherlands is very hype. While TV commentary is the full 180, is actually very chill. It is very normal for Dutch football commentators to be quiet for like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And then they just kind of say like a player name, and a player name. There is one guy right now that's getting a lot of hype. He's not that old. He's probably like my age. And he's slightly different. He's a bit more like an esports caster, and a lot of people like him. Some people can't stand him because they feel like he yaps too much. I think he does a good job. But the Dennis Bergkamp is Jack van Gelder. He's old now, though. I don't know if he might still do some radio commentary, but not probably not too often. I got English commentary on the pay-per-view of Madrid-Bayern. They were awesome. It felt like playing FIFA. I like it as well when the TV commentate. I don't love the style that they commentate football in general in the Netherlands. That's why I understand this new guy is getting all the big matches and he's getting a lot of hype. It also doesn't really matter for him who's playing. As long as the stage is right, it's a high-profile match. Like, he can really get into it and kind of cheers for both teams in a way that I also try to cast like a weekly where, you know, one moment I can be rooting for Clem, then I can be rooting for Max, and he kind of does the same thing. He's fun to listen to. Maybe one day I'll come for his job, but not yet. Wrong score, sorry. Round 2, guys, of our opening match of the playoffs.
Round 2. Fight!
Top right side of White Rabbit. We're looking at the main base of the man who was the runner-up of the last edition, and perhaps the last edition forever, of the Esports World Cup Starcraft 2 Grand Finals. The Korean Protoss back then playing for Virtuous Pro. Now for the Three Mustiteers, it is Classic. And the bottom left side, the man who took him down in those Grand Finals, the one and only great Iona Sutala, Basilisk Serral. Serral did not have the most convincing group stage ever. Actually dropped quite a few maps. He referred to himself as a sub 50% player. We obviously know that it's not really how it went and that's not how it goes. But Serral losing a few more game pieces than we are getting used to. It's all good. We're going to need him to be very, very big in the playoffs. It was supposed to be his night, guys, for the big brain bouts. But I asked Serral if he was down to play this clan war and then the BBB and then another clan war tomorrow and then hopefully one more on Sunday, or if he would prefer to wait a week. And he said I would much rather play the following week. So I was like, alright, your wish is my command, as one of the undead units used to say, I believe. It's a long time ago that I've played some undead, but there's no comment for me, mate. There is an exclamation mark Rotti, Inco, if you want to have a good early morning or early afternoon giggle. I believe exclamation mark Rotti does work. Banger on Ben request. It's a good one. What can I say? That man delivered a gem. Can't even be mad. Just gotta appreciate it. One gate fast expand into a Stargate on the side of Classic, our Korean Protoss, whose team is up 1-0 over us. We've got a circling speed on the way for Serral. White Rabbit is a funky map. I feel like it has some phases in the game where I kind of like it for Zerg, but there is obviously a moment where I think it becomes quite sweet for Protoss as well. I hope that Serral goes, I mean, it's so hard to say like, I just hope he goes for quick lurkers, because there are so many different ways to die. Did he get on Bendo? No, he didn't. He was just not very nice. But the request was a banger. Should have made him a mod. Hey, I thought it is. What is this? A flying spider? I thought I had a spider on my monitor and it just jumped to my main monitor. I was like, what the hell? I'm under attack, guys. Bugs everywhere. I would say that's a good thing. We've got a Zerg in this clan war. They have not. So I feel good about it. First Oracle's out for Classic. Second one on the way. We'll keep a close eye on how many he makes. He is going to cancel that shade. For sure, mate. I think Australia is awesome. And I love it. But the bugs that they have over there are not funny. When I was there for Starcraft together with Zombie Grub, there was actually a massive freaking spider on the wall in the house that we were staying at. And then the Aussies were just like, oh yeah, look how cool. This thing is like this freaking big. And I'll look at it, I'm like, I'm normally not afraid too quickly, but there's nothing cool about this thing. Can we get it out of here? And when I finally went to bed at night, I literally checked everywhere below my bed, every single wall. The toilet, closed every single door, put some towels below my door. I was like, man, Australia is a wild place. They were chilling, I was not chilling. I was kind of scared. +1 melee is on the way for Serral. A couple of drones. Ooh, maybe we can get... I don't think we're in danger of losing this queen, right? Can we maybe get an oracle? We are in danger of losing the queen. We will not get an oracle. We might get an oracle. We don't get an oracle. Nice moves on the side of Classic. Gotta give him kudos. Resonating Glaive Adept is the follow-up. Super important that we start getting ready for this, guys. A bit of lost mining time. A single drone going down. None of this is a big deal. But what is a... I need to fix my audio. I'm struggling. What is a big deal is that we lost the queen and we don't know yet that we're going up against Resonating Glaive Adept. And this is actually kind of cute by Classic. Classic is moving out right now with a bunch of adepts. This is not something you normally do if you want to play Resonating Glaive Adept. Because you're like technically in some danger of losing it. He's gonna let that shade finish up. Okay, Classic is playing really well. He cancels the one that Serral was ready for. He's gonna let the other one finish. Gets 2 drones, recalls them out of here. So important, guys, that we get a baiting nest or we get a roach warren. We truly need it right here, right now. If we don't, if Classic shows up with like 15, Classic supply block quite heavily. 77 out of 77. I'm worried. Right now, it feels that Serral is not thinking yet of Resonating Glaive Adept. And he sees one Stalker wipe in, but he also saw the extra Adepts. So he saw a single Stalker, but he saw extra Adepts. I mean, we will have a lot of +1 melee Zerglings. We've got 6 queens. Yona's gonna have to do Yona things over here. We're gonna have a crazy amount of links, so perhaps it's okay. Yeah, Classic has played very good. Like, gotta give him kudos. So far, all the little interactions have worked out for him. 18 adepts. We're gonna have to deal with it with queens and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of Zerglings with +1 melee. Those links are gonna reveal themselves right here. Oracles have dropped the revelation. Serral is wondering, when do I go for it? Baby, if all the Zerglings fight at the same time as these 6 queens, we can kind of deal with this. We do have a lot of links, guys. We got 64 of them in total. We gotta go for it. We will go for it. That's a pretty good surround, but the stasis trap is so scary. The stasis trap is so scary. I mean, everything is just stuck. That's unbelievable. We had such a good catch on it technically, but the stasis trap has kind of stuck all of our Zerglings in place. The queens and lings are now battling the remaining adepts in the natural, but this just doesn't look good. The stasis trap of the century, I would almost call it. And I think we're cooked. That is just a ridiculous amount of Zerglings. Unfortunately, that is game over immediately. Classic lands a picture-perfect stasis that freezes our entire army. And that kind of gets the job done. GG. From here on out, it's going to get very tough. This is obviously not the start that we were looking for, the start that we were hoping for. It's a shame. Maybe if we win the 2v2, we can still turn this into something. There's still a lot to do, obviously. A lot of Starcraft to be played. But rough start. After 2, this is a rough start. I believe it's 2v2 next. Very, very, very well played stasis trap. I mean, Warren gave Classic a compliment right before that happened. And I completely agree. If you look at how he cancelled that one shape, but he let the other one finish, where he saw the units were out of position, kills 2 drones, recalls it. Obviously, the oracles battling the queen, kills a drone, kills the queen, saves both low HP oracles. Just a lot of little interactions working out perfectly for Classic, who made correct call after correct call. Yeah. And then he makes another one, and that one was unfortunately game ending. For us. Means we're down 0-2. I'm looking for... I know what it is anyway. I don't need to look at it. The queens were too far on the left. Too far out of position. It was so chaotic because the link count was so high, the adept count was so high, and the queens were just a bit too far to the left side. There's obviously like a lot of difficult calls you have to make there in the heat of the moment. Goblin Serral versus Classic HeroMarine, guys. 2v2 time. Goblin Serral. HeroMarine Classic. I believe HeroMarine and Classic recently won a 2v2 cup. Now, obviously, Goblin is a good 2v2 player. Serral is also becoming a really good 2v2 player, so it's not impossible that we turn this into something, but it is going to be difficult. Watch a lot of old Serral replays. Depends a bit what era you were watching the games from. A lot of people will always think back of the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, where Zest played Adepts almost every single game against Serral, and they seem to think that it's a weakness. But back then the Adepts were played in a very, very different way than they're currently being played. Because the start was always with a Robo back then. Stupid spider is now on top of my webcam. This thing is really bothering me. What can I do? Done. Yeah. But yeah, the era of the 4-gate resonating glaive adept with the war prism, or just a 3-gate robo, 4-gate, whatever, is very different than the way the game is currently being played. With 1 oracle, 2 oracle, 3 oracle, who knows, it's a guessing game. And then all the different fake outs where they show you a stalker, they go for adepts, where they make certain moves that you're not supposed to make with adepts, but then they do it anyway to make you believe that it's not adepts and then it is adepts. It's just all very different right now. Never, Warren. No, that was as I said, a silly spider first on my right monitor. It hopped to the left and now it was crawling over the cameras. But it's got taken care of. Bug abuse. We had Classic abusing some bugs. Now you've got me abusing some bugs. But it's over. No more. Oh, I don't know if I swapped the overlay. For the 2v2s, guys, I will move my overlay. Maybe the overlay is fine. No, it's better without it. I'll just disable everything so you guys get to see a little bit more, because obviously the bottom right side does matter in the 2v2. I don't want to say it's a must-win game for us, but it would really go a very, very long way if we can somehow win this. In the bottom right side of this 2v2, we're looking at the main base of our Korean Protoss Classic and our German Terran Big Gabe. Top side, trying to keep our hopes and dreams alive here in the playoff weekend of the WardiTV Team League Season 10. This is Serral and Goblin. No Reynor for us this weekend, which is very, very unfortunate. Obviously, we would love to have Reynor. Now, there's no guarantee that with Reynor we would win everything or lose everything without him. But obviously, having someone like Reynor on the team normally goes a long way. I mean, the 2v2 I think is possible, despite the fact that Classic and Gabe have had a couple of very good games with each other. I think 2v2 can still be a little bit random. And obviously both Goblin and Serral. Quite a bit of 2v2 experience at this point, as they've played in most of the Uthermal 2v2 copies. Having decent runs last year, this year. It's not over yet. If we win this 2v2, I fully believe. If we don't win this 2v2, yeah, 0-3. Not over yet, because it is a best of 9 clan war, it's not best of 7. So going down 0-3 is rough, but it's really not the end of the world immediately. But needless to say, it's going to be even tougher than we already knew that this was going to be. Very tough. It's been a fun format. I've really enjoyed why they bring the Team League back. I think for Wardi it's been a lot of headaches, because a lot of teams difficult to communicate with. Not showing up on time, not filling out their rosters in time and stuff. I've tried to make everything as easy as possible on Wardi's side, and I've been really enjoying watching the matches of Basilisk, but also the other ones. It's just cool. Cool to see guys unite for a fun online event and play some games with each other, sweating each other, cheering for one another. It's been cool. Lots of kudos to Wardi and his generous sponsor. As somebody, they said there was this one individual who sponsored all of this. Go for the hallucinated phoenix on the side of goblin. Serral goes up to 3 bases. Now, I'm not really a 2v2 caster, guys. There's a lot happening in 2v2. So if there's something you guys really want to see, you just shout at me. Because I really don't know what to look at in 2v2 half the time. Too many things to keep track of. Definitely Gabe. Reynor doesn't really make pizza. Reynor has never made a pizza. At least not for me. He has made pasta, but I'm sure that Reynor would also agree that Gabe's pasta is a little bit better than Reynor's pasta. But Reynor can cook. It's not like he cannot cook at all. Definitely better than I do. But Gabe is next level. Don't forget, Gabe has Italian roots too. Lots of pressure being put on this hatchery right now of Serral. This is obviously not a hatchery we want to lose, but we also really don't want to lose any stalkers early. Goblin has a hard time saving that for a stalker. We could really use these Zerglings showing up, but slow Zerglings just feel so underwhelming. Sentry is low on HP. I would love to see that healthy stalker be in front. As Classic lets the adept shit finish up, but Serral's defense is really good. Zergling speed is done. We have a couple of extra adepts coming in, but this is maybe not the best play by Classic. Even though we have the Reapers and the Hellions here of Gabe. Hatchery is done. I have cooked in my life, Lena. Just because I don't cook frequently doesn't mean I've never cooked. I have cooked. I'm just not good. Besides my case spatula, that one is legendary. 5 times the amount of cheese that they say I should use. Pour in half a bottle of Sambo. And that's a meal. Triple Reaper can definitely win the fight against a low HP Stalker. Goblin is going to try to save it. Unfortunately, cannot save it. It's not the end of the world yet, but so far a couple of little interactions going quite well for HeroMarine and Classic. These links though, do they have potential? The shield battery is not done yet, but there is a tank on the high ground. Ah, that is a very good tank on the side of Big Gabe. Looking rough. It's looking difficult for us. Work accounts, let me take a little look at that. 38 on the side of Classic, 33 on the side of Goblin. 7 Stalkers after losing just 1 actually so far. I thought Goblin lost 2 Stalkers. Didn't he lose a low HP Stalker? Maybe he saved it, he lost a Sentry. Serral, by the way, playing double Evolution Chamber. +1 melee and +1 Carapace on the way. Seems like a good map for Gabe to just build a lot of Marines and tanks and push straight through the center. Goblin's blink is done. Classic does not quite have blink yet. Tiny offensive blink there by Goblin, but obviously didn't really want to commit to anything. It's a real shame for Serral that he lost a bunch of those links against the high ground tank. Looked like a great moment to show up. Gabe is supply blocked. 78 out of 78. Waiting for his depots to finish up. We'll take that. That's a little victory for the boys fighting under the Basilisk banner. Serral's got a Baneling nest on the way as well. They're almost done, so seems that Serral is going to potentially just go for a crazy amount of Lings and Banes. So Goblin is just going to build a lot of Stalkers, maybe a couple of Zealots eventually. Gabe is thinking of a move out. Did not leave a tank behind this time around, so a Zergling counter could be quite big here. We can maybe get immediately on top of a couple of Marines, but Serral does not want to commit. I feel like it would have been a decent moment, actually. Like, you can fight this. For sure you can fight this with all these links. And Classic and Gabe are not turning around, guys. They just want to go for it. They feel right now that their army is very powerful. Serral's doing a good job in forcing them to pay attention to the front and the back at the same time. Goblin maybe in some danger eventually to lose some buildings. Links continue to be annoying. They find a Stalker. There is Blink, but that Stalker could still die. All Stalker's going to show up. Classic does a good job in saving it. But what Serral's doing an amazing job in here is cutting off the reinforcements. Seems like Gabe has given up on the tanks. He's just dropping the main base of Goblin, but the Zerglings of Serral are powerful, guys. So Serral is going to get on top of the tank. Someone is lagging. What a moment to lag. I can't believe it. Someone is lagging. Palm me, matey. Oh. But it's still a great catch for us. We're going to get the tanks, and we are defending against the double drop in the main base as well. I mean, Gabe might be fuming a little over this one. I totally get it. But this has been a 10 out of 10 interaction for us. And I do think it would have always played out like this, since Serral's Ling movement was just as good as anything you could ever dream of. And Goblin has a good army to defend against the double drop. That was massive, guys. Ah, Yona. Yona cooking in this 2v2. And now Goblin shows up and he's got a lot of stalkers. 22 of them. Serral's got 105 links with 1-1 upgrade. Oh, we just gonna go for it. Serral says, you know what, let's send it. Goblin blinks forward. Here are all the links of the great Yona Sotala. A couple of stalkers have a lot of surface area. The tank gets sniped. I think we've done it, guys. I think we're on the board. Even though you should never cheer too early. That's an Archon and a Zealot in a good position. But it's so many links. I killed one bug in my room, but Serral has spawned infinite bugs. It is going to be maybe a hold on the side of the TTM, the Three Mustiteers. But it's a kind of hold the 2010 casters would ask you guys at what cost? At the cost of a lot of workers. And let's not forget, this is only with 1-1 Zerglings. We're about to get our hands on 2-2 Zerglings. 136 links have gone down already on the side of Serral, and he still has 88 left. 224 Zerglings produced in a 9-minute game. Oh, don't mind if you do. Ah, that was great. Honestly, kudos to Serral for his non-stop Ling movement in those previous 3 minutes, cutting off those reinforcements, not allowing the German Terran and the Korean Protoss to set up that staging ground that they were looking for, that they could just rally units forward to. And then in the end, the German and the Protoss feeling that they shouldn't stick around, so they were going to try to send everything home, but Serral was able to jump on everything. Goblin with very good defense in the main base, of course. He's got 8 gateways. He had blink. He had +1 on the way. Zealots on the way. Since we're very, very link heavy, it's not like 100% over, because obviously links can take atrocious fights against well upgraded Zealots, Storm and Archons. But it's looking really good for the two guys representing Basilisk. Hive is indeed well on the way. Like, links are goated, guys, but it is important that we don't give him too much time and we continue to stay this link heavy. If we get ultras, it's a different ball game, of course. We get a couple of ultras, we love life. But Storm and Archons and tanks, like you can show up with 300 links, they can disappear very quickly. But we're just gonna have so many that even if Classic would drop very good storms, it's inevitable that he's also gonna storm his own units. And if we completely reset the armies, that's fine. We've got a 30-something worker lead across the two players. Ultralisk Cavern gets planted down. Adrenal Glands on the way. +3 melee on the way. +3 Carapace on the way. Serral's having a field day. Feels like he's just been so rich. Lings are looking for a big run by, guys, into the original low ground bases. I don't know if there is a tank here, but it's going to be difficult to deal with these Lings as they are feisty. They don't have all the next level upgrades yet, but they have a couple. Goblins, oh, I was gonna say Goblins supply is not looking as large as I would love to see it look. Right now we're actually losing a lot of units, guys, and this is before the ultras are out. It does seem like we have one Ling here counterattacking, maybe a few more soon. I mean, everything is wide open, but it feels that Classic and Gabe are just gonna send it one last time. This is the Hail Mary push of the German Terran and the Korean Protoss. I feel like we should be able to hold with it. We've got Ultras soon on the way. We've got Banelings for days. Fantastic first storm. Good second storm. Good third storm. Woo. I don't know if I still love this. Couple of Banelings connect, but they really don't connect in that big of a way. We are taking a bad fight here, guys, and I really hope that we have enough reinforcements. This was about as rough as any fight for us was ever going to be. These Lings, however, are counterattacking a little bit. I still think we're gonna be fine with all the reinforcements, but those storms were 10 out of 10. Great micro by Gabe as well. I think with extra reinforcements over time, we could be fine. Well, that was a rough fight. Fantastic storms. Not a storm lens this time on the Stalkers. But soon, guys, 3 ultras. And the Link counterattacks obviously continue to be devastating. I mean, they only took out one base there, right? So like in the end, oh man, Goblin lost so much. He lost almost everything. Goblin lost almost everything. Supplies are dangerously close, but we've got some ultras on the way, and they only have 2 Archons. They don't have a good anti-ultra army here at all. I think once all the Archons get taken care of, there really is nothing that's going to deal damage against these ultras. These are going to be the feistiest and most powerful ultras that you guys have seen in a while. Classic warps in some extra archons. That does make it scary. But they, economically, we're still doing okay in this game because Serral's economy has gone untouched. +3 carapace, done. +3 melee, done. Ultras are here. We have a couple of links maybe coming in from the bottom. This is it. Going to be the game deciding fight. These ultras should be invincible. Let's fight, guys. Let's fight. We can do this. Power of the ultra is with us, is among us. And this time the storms are going to deal some friendly fire. And these ultras are so freaking healthy. Goblin comes in from the bottom right. And we do get one on the board. Got a little scary. It got a little bit scary, but we get one on the board. Whew. That previous fight was rough. Yeah, thank the Lord that we were not stubborn and we didn't just try to win this game with Ling Bane. Because if we only stayed on Ling Bane after that previous fight, it could have maybe been the end of us. But those ultras, I mean, 3-3 ultras against, what was it, like 1-1 on either side, 0 immortals, no lips, no ghosts. You're not gonna find a more fun stomping ground for the ultra than that scenario. So, very well done by the guys. That was a great 2v2. You guys actually voted in favor of HeroMarine and Classic. First time you guys got... No, second one you got wrong. Alright, so next up, a very important 1v1. Trigger versus HeroMarine. Best of 1 mothership. This is a... This is the first of 2 times that these guys will play against each other. Trigger is our Canadian Protoss, and HeroMarine is our German Terran. We are running through this clan war so far. Scored 2-1 in favor of them. But it's not over yet. The Trigger asked not to play ShoWTimE? No. No. The Trigger said, I don't want to let you guys in too much. Once the clan war is, or once the team league is over, you can ask me about anything, and I will gladly answer anything, because then I'm not giving away something. But this is only the first match, first clan war, I like to call them. I'm very old school. First clan war of the playoffs, so obviously I cannot let you guys in on the Basilisk stage secrets. If you ask me anything on Monday, I'll answer anything. Alright, best of 9, score 1-2. Here we go, round 4.
Round 4. Fight.
Top left side of Mothership. We are looking at the main base of our Canadian Protoss living in Korea, representing Basilisk before, after, and during this team league. It is Trigger. Top right side, probably the driving force behind the team that was called the Three Mustiteers. As this man is very good friends with the German Terran Musti, a streamer around 5,000 MMR, has been going at it for many, many years. And I guess this man wanted to give him a little shout out by making this team. He should have put him on the team, in my opinion. This is Big Gabriel, normally representing Mouse Sports, of course. Now, the Three Mustiteers. I didn't see it, but some of you guys that were here early to watch me play some very mediocre games said that apparently HeroMarine was talking on stream on how he already knows exactly what Trigger is going to do. Well, let's see. That was a fun 2v2. Obviously, we got mega far ahead. Really unfortunate moment for Pommy to lag. Not his fault. You know, these things can happen. It is nobody wants to do it on purpose, but just such a rough moment to be lagging when Serral's jumping on some stalkers, jumping on tanks, and Gabe is dropping. There was, I don't think, a single worse moment in that game to lag than that moment. Because that really was the most pivotal moment of the entire game. And that swung things heavily in our favor. Gabe and Classic kind of brought it back with that very strong push with the Marines, the Archons, the Zealots, the Storms, the tanks, but our economy was too big. Seems like Gabe is maybe going for a multiple Reaper Hellion opening. Everything is going to be very, very important here. Every little interaction is so important in high level PvT. Even though these guys, because they are so good, they are a bit more difficult to kill, so it's not as extreme as in like some of the lower levels that you might play this matchup at. But it is still very difficult. Didn't get my points for Serral Goblin winning. I just settled it though, mate. It should have been fine, unless I misclicked. But you're the first one to complain about it. I do that all myself. Once every 100 predictions, I do click on the wrong button because I'm stupid. I don't think I misclicked this time, and I felt like if I would have, more people would have been upset. But yeah, just let me know. If I did misclick, there is really nothing I can do about it. I apologize. Just channel points. I'm only human. I'm trying to do a lot of things at once here. Once in a while, the prediction was settled wrong. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. I'm sorry about that, llama. I can give you a sub to make up for it so you can gain points quicker. How does that sound? Did you like our fight at your third base? You mean the one against the storms? That one was rough. I was not mega worried, but I did think that that was about as rough as it was ever gonna go. But I figured that we were still gonna be okay because of Serral's big economy. Maybe a force field here. Do we want to go for that? Yes, we do go for it. We get a Hellion. Don't hate the defense so far on the side of Trigger. Fine, that's for me to gamble with. Oh, this is not good though, guys. We're getting pulled out of position a little bit, and the Triple Reaper is being very, very annoying. It's so difficult to deal with these fast-moving units when you don't have Blink yet. Okay, displaying some great unit movement. We have a Robo on the way. Ooh, that sentry is in so much trouble that I think it's always gonna go down, but hopefully we at least get some units in return. We lose the sentry, we kill the Hellion. It's not a good start for us. It's not like game over or something, but it's just not a good start. I would also prefer it, by the way, if Trigger would expand towards the bottom. Losing the sentry is extra bad because now we cannot hallucinate a Phoenix, and if you can't hallucinate a Phoenix, you cannot get into the main base of the Terran, so you don't see the star plate, you don't see the tech lab, and you don't know for sure that this is going to be Cloak Banshee. And we can still get lucky, like if we just keep one observer at home. Wow, we go for an early Templar Archives. Okay, okay. Thank you, Pi, for gifting a zombie to Llama. I was gonna do it. I'm sorry, Llama, that you lost points because apparently I cannot click on one of the two options. It has happened before. It's very rare. I probably run like 100 predictions a week, and once every now and then I get one wrong because I'm just distracted or I'm worried about like joining the next lobby quickly. Some people got very angry at me in the past. I'm like, guys, it's only channel points. They're not worth a whole lot, and it's just a fun little side activity. It should not be the main attraction of the channel or this video game. Don't worry, Rotti Trigger has an ace card. He plays Protoss. Sure. I mean, I like Protoss against Theron. I really like Trigger's Protoss against Theron, but I also really think that Gabe is always a very, very, very tough player to take down. And Gabe is no stranger to the state of this matchup. We know that Gabe is an absolute ladder animal. Ooh, the Reaper could scout the High Templar. I don't think he's done it yet. We'll do it now. It's a shame that we revealed it there. Like, Gabe should, in my opinion, immediately drop a third command center. I feel like anything else would just be a wrong decision. He might still plan a move out, but it's honestly kind of risky to move. I guess we can move out and still try to get value of the Banshees. That is true. Losing a High Templar here would suck. We can lend a feedback, but we're too late. Now we lose one of our most important High Templars that had 100 energy. Gabe shows up, has hidden these Banshees successfully for a very, very long time. This is looking grim. It doesn't have to end here. Well, can we get the Banshees? We're kind of cornering the Banshees, guys. We can get the Banshees like this. We do love life. Can we get one at least? Come on, Trigger. Trigger is focused on the army. Did drop a monstrous storm. Sorry that I missed it. So we don't get the Banshee, but we get a fantastic storm. We get a medevac. Immortal is cooking. I'd love to see that Immortal actually shoot at the Marauder and the tank. I think we're okay. Can we deal with these Banshees? Have we dealt with them? One of the two Banshees went down by the looks of it. A goaded storm on the side of our Canadian Protoss pushes this back. HeroMarine did drop that third command center, by the way, that I recommended he would drop given the builds that we are looking at. It's gonna take a little while though before he can float it over. Low HP Banshee, no energy, still annoying. Maybe the Stalker can chase it. Can we trade out a Zealot for a Widowmine? We cannot. A lot happened there. A fantastic storm happened. Unfortunately, we didn't deal with the Banshees maybe in the best possible way, but dropping that clutch storm was way more important. Because you're never going to lose the game against the Banshees, but you could lose the game against the Marines and Marauders and the tank. And we already lost one High Templar before that entire dance even started against the Banshees. So Trigger had his priority straight. I just kind of wish that we would have gotten a victory everywhere. Now Gabe does have Ghost on the way. And that is going to make life a little bit hard. Our upgrades are very, very late. It's really good for Trigger, isn't it? I don't think it is really good now. Because we don't have upgrades yet, and Gabe has High Templars, excuse me, has Ghost on the way. But maybe if we can force some really good trades right before those goals with EMP show up, we don't want to lose this bench, this Stalker, please don't lose it. Oh, yeah, we finally deal with the Banshee, so we won't get distracted anymore. Where are the ghosts? The ghosts are here. I feel like we missed the window a tiny bit, but maybe we can still drop a couple of big storms, but it's so difficult to attack into Ghost, Widow Mines, and that missile turret. That's not a bad storm, though. We can maybe force Gabe to stim a whole bunch. Love to see us make our way through the rocks. Gabe supply blocked again. 125 out of 125. No, never mind. Something just finished up. Did he call down for depot, or? I think he called down for the depot. I do think he was fully supply blocked. Trigger goes up to 4 bases. Is now going to take the expand right next to his main base. He's still looking to drop some additional storms. This game, by the way, is played on US West. So Trigger is the one who's got a little bit of ping advantage. Of course, HeroMarine is very experienced. He's no stranger to playing some games in US West. High Templar leading the charge. Drops the storm and a nice pickup. Deals a lot of damage to the Marauders. This is tense, guys. This is tense and this is close. The first of the 2 games that these two will play against each other. High Templar drops a storm. The War Prism is mega low. We have one more storm, I believe. No, I don't think we have energy. Whew, we are so lucky Gabe didn't decide to chase there. Obviously, HeroMarine cannot be 100% certain. There is no extra High Templar around the corner ready to drop a devastating storm. We saw that we were out of storms. That was very scary. No, it's a lot less scary. That Widowmine deals a bit too much. We've got double Robo. We've got Colossus on the way. HeroMarine is building a second Starport though, so he's getting ready for that phase. That's a good storm. Clips a lot of the bio. What's the ghost count? The ghost count is 4. How are the energy counts on the ghost? Or what are they? 92, 129, 57, and 95. Couple of EMPs to work with. Low HP Prism is scary. It's I don't know. It's competitive. I mean, this is a scary scan, by the way. Gabe throws down a scan in the natural, and what does he see? Forge, Robo Bay, Robo. I don't think that's what Gabe wanted to see. That's a lot to look at. HeroMarine has loaded up a double drop, but this double drop can never really make it into the natural without kind of revealing itself somewhere, unless it goes straight through the center. The Viking count is 3, but we're about to go up to 7. It's so important, by the way, that we deal with this double drop without losing too many workers. We're trying to catch up upgrades. He's got his first Colossus out, multiple Colossi on the way. We need to deal with this. Can we warp in a couple of Zealots? Not the best warp in. Shield Battery is going to buy a little bit of time for us. HeroMarine also making some progress with his army. Unfortunately, like, we will deal with this, but now we are terribly far out of position. What are we losing here? Just a pile, and thank the Lord that we now know it's there. Oh man, this was not supposed to be this difficult, but there isn't really a safe way for HeroMarine to get out. So if we wipe in a couple Stalkers here, this should be the end of this double drop. Even though we are storming our own High Templars, we are storming. Jeez Louise. It is taking a lot, and now all the units actually get unloaded. We should still be able to clean this up because everything is 10 HP. But HeroMarine is now... Oh, this is not good. HeroMarine is making some good progress with his main army. Does land into the storm. Is hoping that Trigger is low on storms. I see one High Templar with a lot of energy. Decent storm, but the Colossi are melting. This defense against the double drop, guys, was just not it. We have struggled way too hard to deal with these 2 medevacs. Seems like we stay alive for now, but all of this has allowed HeroMarine to casually float over that command center, casually go up to 4 bases, and where Protoss has a lot of moments in the game where it's very good against Terran, there is a tipping point in this matchup. And a lot of players will tell you that the tipping point is often once Terran can stabilize on 4 bases. This game is definitely not over yet, because it's not like Gabe has everything on lockdown. We could maybe have a bunch of Zealots storm into this 3rd base, kill the Sensor Tower, Widowmine bunker, and there is still some playability, but it's not gonna get any easier. But Trigger wouldn't like it if it was easy. We're very, very, very Archon heavy. This is one of these moments where I know you guys won't believe it, but even the Proto supply can lie a little, because this many Archons can get EMP'd. And then you think you've got a lot of HP to work with. You're looking at that and you're like, oh, 1800 HP, that's lovely. A couple of EMPs land and 1800 HP is gone. Well, shields in this case, but... Trigger is a 5 base Protoss. I would really love it, guys, if we can get something here, like a pylon and a gate, a war prism, just anything. +2 ship weapons on the way, 3-3 bio on the way, and a fusion core on the way. This is where it gets really scary. This is where you will truly hear tick-tock on the clock. Gabe is terribly far out of position. We might be able to snipe the planetary, guys. Why the hell not? This is not supposed to happen. But Gabe is quite far out of position. We can land a couple of zoning storms, use the Colossus to kill some SCVs. Drop a storm. Okay, we are eating EMPs. We don't get the planetary. It's so sad. But we do not get the planetary. We are looking to drop defensive storms, and we do. HeroMarine on the other side of the map, though, is going to try to take out a Nexus. He won't be able to do that, but does force a recall. Ooh, a couple of High Templars. I don't like this army here, and I don't think the Trigger likes this army here. That's so many ghosts, by the way. Who's flanking who? It's Chaos over here on Mothership. A very weird, unique map. Oh, if he dropped... I think if he would have dropped 2 storms on the SCV line, he definitely kills this PF. It's a shame that we didn't. Or maybe like get the Colossus to get one sweet swipe off on all those SCVs that are repairing. Attacking into a planetary with an army indeed never works, but the army wasn't there, so I didn't hate that call. I don't know if I like our Protoss army being here, but maybe Trigger knows something that I don't know. Trying to get a couple of good shots off. Doing a good job in gunning down Vikings. Fun game. 2 players that are clearly very competitive with each other. We have managed to snipe a War Prism into the main base. We're gonna get a Ghost, we're gonna get a Marauder, and we're gonna try to get lucky with our main army once more. But this base that could be a planetary is not quite a planetary yet. There are so many ghosts everywhere. 14 ghosts, 3 more ghosts on the way. Gabe thinks he's playing a TVZ over here, or what's happening? It is gonna get harder and harder to soon fight good fights, though. That's just kind of the way that this matchup goes, right? Trigger has already lost 5,700 resources more. We are looking for a couple of big storms. We land a few storms, but Gabe has EMPs for days. Gabe will never run out of EMPs. We have flanking ghosts. Sweet baby Jesus. That's very ambitious by Gabe. Did lose a couple of them immediately. Trigger just trying to kite back. Does not have a single High Templar, but the army of HeroMarine is quite low on HP. I don't know about the 5 ghost flank into 4 Colossi. Tiny bit questionable. I would never want to question Big Gabriel himself. Look at Trigger, by the way, guys. We're expanding. We are expanding non-stop. We need to saturate that base. We are denying some mining from the low ground. HeroMarine is quite broke. Does have ghost for days. I think at this point, by the way, we just don't want to make a single High Templar for a little bit. Oh, we're going for the planetary, but I don't like it when the army is nearby. Now, what a game. What a game between Trigger and HeroMarine on the Friday afternoon. This is the kind of stuff that we were looking forward to. This is the kind of stuff that we were hoping for. Trigger has played a ridiculous amount of PvPs against Clem. They are very good friends and they like to play some game pieces with each other. Obviously, that is fantastic practice. Oh, we need observers. We don't have an observer. As Gabriel cloaks the ghost and he's going to snipe a bunch of High Templars. Fantastic move by Gabe. Big oversight on the side of Trigger to not have detection there for a bit. HeroMarine maxed out. We do have 1 High Templar with energy. I think we can take an okay fight here. We're looking for a storm. We drop a fantastic storm. That's about as good as any storm you're going to get. Gabe is very late with that advanced ballistics upgrade. I totally agree. Because the fusion core finished a while ago. I just think this game has been too hectic. It seems like Trigger has pressed F2 there for a split second, as he was worried that this fight was not going as well as it should have gone. We can kill some more Vikings here, perhaps. We should be able to kill all the Vikings. All the Zealots are coming in. We've got observers revealing those ghosts. It is close. We need another big warp in. But Trigger has money for days. He's got 13 gateways, double robo. We have lost the observers again. These invisible ghosts are very freaking annoying, but we are going to continue battling. I hope we have enough, because you can't take too many bad fights, but it looks like we have enough. One mighty powerful Archon, 4 Big Daddy Immortals in the back are going to push the German Terran back. What a game, man. Definitely the best game of this clan war so far. And it could still go either way. Trigger has lost a couple of probes somewhere, but who really cares? He holds. But this is where it gets really scary, guys. Well, HeroMarine had 4 lips on the way, but he decides against it. He says no, because he's going to rebuild Colossus. And if he shows up with 3 Colossus and I don't have any Vikings, I cannot live. So HeroMarine cancels the Liberators for now, drops another starport. It's a shame, by the way, that we F2 those Zealots. I guess we really needed them, but the one missed opportunity this game, I would say, has been the 3rd base of HeroMarine. It has been quite exposed. Like, I know there is a little bunker and there is a Widow Mine, but that's not something that's going to stop 10 Zealots. Trigger has a lot of bases for sure, but there is a moment where it's not about bases anymore, and it's about the Dream Terran army. And it's been a long time coming to finally get on top. Maybe kill the Sensor Tower. I like it. It's good. There is a moment where it's no longer about the amount of bases you have. It is going to be about the spellcasting and hopefully be able to outposition the Liberators. But HeroMarine is going to be really powerful. He's going to have a crazy amount of energy on the Ghost. He's going to have a lot of lips. 10 DTs. DTs are going to go for this base, I think, right? Yeah, they have to. As Shadow Stride is done. Ooh, I like this. Trigger's like, hey, Gabe, look at me, look at me. This is my army. If I were you, I'd really pay attention to it and keep an eye on the minimap, because those DTs will go for an adventure. We cannot drop the Storm. That is unfortunate. But what we can do is kill this. That's a bit of an odd blink, but sure. We can kill this planetary. And we get the planetary. Whew. What a game. 20 minutes. It feels like it's been the type of edge of your seat action for the last 12 or so. As we drop a Storm, HeroMarine probably still loving what he sees here, and he's wondering if he can get on top of all these big Protoss units. The answer is not quite, as Trigger even makes a blink, turns around. Love to see him kill every single Viking. Try to save the Immortals. The Immortals have been so good for us. They deserve more. The DTs are killing a lot of SCVs, guys. Top side. They've killed like 20. That's nice. That was, again, a little bit painful. But we've got the economy. Let's be honest, we definitely have the economy to take some painful trades. And HeroMarine is now wondering, where should I go? These DTs are a problem. Gabe needs to scan, but Gabe is distracted by the main army of Trigger. I'm starting to like where this is going, guys. Late game PvT magic coming out of our Canadian Protoss, as we need it. As we're still down in this clan war. DTs blink forward. They're gonna get an okay trade, completely acceptable, because right now Trigger is still rich and HeroMarine is not all that rich. Look at the amount of bases, man. This is starting to look like one of those games that I'm playing against Lino in Settlers of Catan. And I just take the entire map and I've got the longest road and I expand everywhere, settlement after settlement. And Lino is wondering, how is it possible that Rotti is better at me than in this game too? Stalkers blink forward. We are sniping Liberators. We are sniping Vikings. What a performance by Trigger, man. I am loving this. This has been a very, very, very hard-fought game. And we're not there yet. Never celebrate too early. And I know that I sometimes do that in team leagues because I just get a little bit excited. And now we lose a base, we lose by Templars. And suddenly it looks a little bit less good. But I still love what I see as long as we don't throw. It looked mega good like 30 seconds ago. And in the moment that I was going to say, I think we almost have it. It didn't go that well. We had a bad attack. We lost the base. We lost some zealots. And we're now down in army supply, but we still have income. How many gases? We have taken 12 gases, but I don't know how many are saturated, and I don't have any time right now to check that. But Trigger does have a double arrow gas advantage. As long as we keep on sniping expensive. Ooh, Colossus! Colossus! Why is he derping? Why is the back Colossus derping? Let him fire. It's all good. We are still killing Liberators. We are killing Vikings. Let's go away from this planetary. I don't like planetaries. Nobody likes planetaries. We killed the medevac. A couple of Marauders and Ghosts remain on the side of the German Terran. As Trigger just feels like he's never running out of reinforcements. Bases everywhere. You said Gabe one base? It's a bit more than one base, mate. Gabe is up 30 army supply, and he definitely has a bit more income than one base. I'd say it's almost over, but I don't want to do that thing where I celebrate, and before I know it, we eat a couple of EMPs, we lose 2 bases, and we lose the game. I think it's still competitive. It is still difficult, as it shows. We lost this base, we lose a Colossus, we lose maybe another base over here. I think we're almost there. We clean up this army, and I agree that we are there. What is so nice about having these Nexi everywhere is that we can warp in from different angles, and we can basically always get the surround. These Archons are a little bit clumped up. These Liberators are a problem. We really want to kill these Lips. Oh, Ghost Cloak again. We have no Observer. The Observer has died. But what we do have is some anti-air to kill Vikings, to kill Liberators, and all that's left is a couple of Ghosts. I mean, that's a lot of Ghosts, to be fair. It's not a couple. It's not a couple, but I think we're good. We've got a 6-arrow advantage, and I never want to celebrate too early. But the 6-arrow advantage at the bottom side of our screen. Have 6 arrows ever lied to you guys? They have never lied to me. GG gets called. Trigger ties things up. And honestly, one of the most exciting PvTs that I've seen in a couple of weeks. I'm not going to say ever, because that's way too dramatic, but just a great game. Just a really, really, really great game, man. From both. It takes 2 players to tango, and they're going to run it back. Because they're going to play twice against each other. That was mega. Fantastic game. That was very, very, very good. Alright. Let's take a breather. Whew. Playoffs. Here we go. So from down 0-2, we have tied things up. And next up is a Winter Madness. So we get another prediction. This time it will be Gabe with the ping advantage, though. What a great match. What a great match that was. I'll settle this prediction. We run it back. Trigger versus HeroMarine Winter Madness. Trigger is our CAP. HeroMarine is our German T. 5 minutes once more. Everyone is already ready. Gabe says he's ready. Seems like Trigger is ready. Ugh, man. I love Clan Wars. I love team matches. But it's stressful. It's intense. I'm getting too old for this. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Too bad a Starcraft spoiler. I don't even know what that means. Nobody knows what that means, mate. What is too bad Starcraft spoiler? We're watching live matches. There is no such thing as a spoiler in a live match. Part 3? Part 3. How about part 4? What if we just skip number 3 and we go to number 4? Alright. I welcome you, sir. I would love it if you can make sense. Round 5, as things are all tied up between Basilisk and Goblin versus the Three Mustiteers, ShoWTimE, Classic, and this man, normally representing mouse sports. Now the TTM, it is HeroMarine. Bottom right side of Winter Madness, we are looking at the main base of our very own. I'm already very proud of him once more. What a player he has turned into. When we picked him up, he was a young, ambitious little Protoss. First member ever of Basilisk. And look at him now. The power of data and a science victory if I've ever seen one. This is Trigger. Yeah, that was subtle, wasn't it, guys? That was good. That was really good. Just make this a Trigger versus Gabe best of 9. I feel like they will both be exhausted by the end of it, if that previous game was anything to go by. This was a fun game. So many different phases to that game. And it looked good, and it looked bad, and it looked good, and it looked bad. A proper rollercoaster. The way that Starcraft was meant to be played. The way that I'm sure some Blizzard folks had it in mind 20 years ago when they were developing Starcraft 2. The game has been out for almost 16 years. We are closing in on a 16-year anniversary. Stop animation. I'm about to stop you from chatting, mate. How does that feel? Can you stop? Monkey Wrench, is there someone home? Am I talking to a bot, or do you actually exist? Are you one of us? What's happening here, mate? GTA. Sure. GTA 6. We might get GTA 6 before we get a new map pool, though. But I don't think that's the plan. I believe that new map pool is coming. An even more important reminder, R&D Orchestra, is that 2 days ago we were 1 month away from Beyond's birthday. I think that was an even more important reminder. Shout out to Bruno for pointing that one out. I'm always worried that I forget Beyond's birthday, but it's a very special day. Trigger is gonna go the 1 gate fast expand Twilight Council route once more. Gabe has a few different ways to go about this. Has not gone for the multiple Reapers and the Hellions. I'm so happy. Ooh, careful, careful, careful. No, we're too deep, we're too deep, we're too deep. We lose the Adept. We get the Scout. We know that it's a Widowmine. Unfortunately, we know that it's a Widowmine at the cost of the Adept. I love this guy. I don't think this guy is real, man. This guy in Twitch chat is not real. Maybe I can go viral too. I'm telling you, Monkey Ranch Jr. is not real. Get me out of this room. Can't handle it. Don't take this away. I never really take anything away. Most of the time, if anybody gets banned, it's by one of the moderators. And then I get an angry email about how I'm ugly, old, stupid, and I'm dedicating my life to a dying game. And I was like, thanks, guys. This is really cool. And how I'm the worst. It's like, it wasn't even me. I just wake up and I'm going full 50 Cent. It's like, what are they saying F me for? I didn't do anything. Triple Widowmine drop on the side of Gabe. The triple Widowmine drop. HeroMarine is obviously looking for these big connections. He does reveal the fact that he went triple mine immediately. I don't hate this for us, guys. Yeah, it's some lost mining time, but we've got an observer surveillance mode. Somehow, man, the range of surveillance mode as well, no? For all the way from there, I'd revealed the Widowmine over here, but 8 work elite. It's not too bad. No, it's not too bad. Blink halfway done. We have gone 3-gate blink. Sorry, I have to mention it. Obviously, 3-gate and 4-gate blink are very different build orders with different intentions. We have a vision of the medevac on the right side. HeroMarine is paying attention, so he won't lose this medevac. Ooh, we misplaced the Nexus by the looks of it. It's a bit unfortunate. So we lose 100 minerals for nothing. Now there's a Raven that's going to show up in the natural. Auto turret harass, obviously a classic at the highest level of video gaming. Everyone hates auto turret harass. I think even deep down inside, Terran players hate auto turret harass, but they're just working with the tools that we're giving to them. Blink is done. Stock account is looking okay-ish. We've got 2 tanks and a medevac. I don't think there is much. Ooh, wow, we do this? We do this? We lose the stalker, yeah. We did do it, but it's not a good call. I'm not loving the last minute of this game, guys. I actually think the start was quite okay, but we are being a little bit reckless here. But perhaps Trigger knows what he is doing as he's going for all the hot pickups. He's getting a decent amount of Marines, and he's now out of range of the tank, and he's going to cancel Stim. He is going to cancel Stim, the absolute mad lad. How the hell did he find this tiny corner in the main base of Gabe? I didn't even... Ooh, another Raven got F2'd by the looks of it. Can we get a free Raven? If we get a free Raven, we love life. Oh, hello there, Mr. Raven. Or is it Mrs. Raven? It doesn't really matter. Raven is dead. I'm about to call my firstborn daughter Raven. Because I like that Raven. Can we... no, we cannot get that medevac, right? That would have been goated. If we also get this medevac with the 2 mines inside of it, but Gabe the F2 king. I mean, I'm the last person ever to call anybody out for using F2 a lot, but I am... Ooh, Widow mines! Okay, they get activated. The cancel on Stim is obviously massive. That is just such a big cancel. HeroMarine does have a third command center coming online in the back of the main base. After killing that Raven, we don't have to be that worried anymore about sending an observer in. Of course, the observer can get scanned and killed, but hey, that's minus a mule. Means that the Terran grows less quick. HeroMarine supply blocked. But something just finished up. Or we just called down for a depot. Gabe is the call down for depot king, isn't he? Oh, careful, there is a widow mine here. We know there's a widow mine, and we pick up the zealots. We cancel the turret. We get the mine. Oh my goodness. This guy's a gamer, isn't he? Our Canadian Protoss is a bit of a gamer. Are we now going to jump on this tiny squad of units? 7 seconds before Stim. We can get the medevac. We will get the medevac. We're going to get some Marauders. And this is already a beautiful fun trade. As long as we don't lose everything. And we decide to recall the Stalkers home. I don't mind it. We leave 4 zealots behind deep into the main base. Oh, gamer alert. Someone hand this man his gamer passport. Oh, this is big. I'm loving this. I love Gabe, obviously, and it feels wrong for me to root this harshly against Gabe, because Gabe is a good friend of mine. I always have a fun time whenever I go to Cologne. He has made me countless of fantastic meals. It's a team league. We gotta cheer for the Basilisk boys here. And Gabe will know that. One Stalker inside of the prism is a bit confusing to me. Bunch of Zealots storm into the natural. Gabe once more is gonna lose a bunch of mining time and maybe some SCVs. And at the same time, Zealots and Stalkers look for an opening over at the third. That's a dead tank. I'd love to see him kill this medevac. This medevac has a lot of juice. It is juicy, juicy, juicy. Kill the medevac, or maybe it doesn't matter as we warp in more units in the natural. That warp prism did get sniped, but we are dealing good damage. It could have been fantastic legendary damage, but it's still very good damage. Random Big Daddy Immortal. Kill the Marauder then. Kill the Marauder. Okay, couple of beauty errors right now. Couple of beauty errors. But I'm still loving it. That could have gone better. I guess we lost the Warp Prism, and if that Warp in would have finished up, maybe it's just game over immediately. We've got a Colossus now against the man with no Vikings, no Liberators. Trigger casually gonna try to take this center base with a rich Vespene Geyser. The Loco Jaha legend. Double Mist Turret coming online as Gabe is just gonna try to dig in his heels and find himself in a fortified position where he can maybe drag this one out. He's gonna go full Maru, he's gonna turtle. But it's gonna take a long time before he truly is anywhere near where Maru would like to be. And Trigger is obviously not gonna make it easy on him to get there. No upgrade advantage for either player at the moment. But there is a hole in the defenses of Gabe as a bunch of Zealots have stormed into the natural. I want to show you guys this fight at first, because I think this one is more important. These Zealots, yeah, they're killing stuff. And we're going to supply block Gabe after taking out the double depot. Maybe out of all the depots. Ooh, can we get a Widow Mine? Yes. And we're going to recall Zealots. We recall a bunch of low HP Zealots. Trigger is a merciful god. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. From down 0-2, it feels like you can almost taste that 3-2 lead. Are we there yet? No, we are not there yet. Are we overheating with animation? Sure. Is it a Starcraft spoiler? Yes. The big Starcraft spoiler. We don't mind the shot gets dodged. Colossus do take a little bit of damage. We are Zealot heavy here, and that's pretty good against tanks and Marauders. I believe there are Zealots in the natural. Having a big old field day once more. Trigger has sitting on some money. It seems like we did lose the War Prism in the back of the main base. But does it really matter that we lose this War Prism if once again we kill Marauders, we kill tanks, we get lost mining time, we kill 11 SCVs. This game on US Central, right? This game is on Central, and what a performance it has been by our Canadian Protoss. Trigger getting the victory once more. And turning an 0-2 deficit into a 3-2 lead. Legendary stuff. Ah, that's amazing. Wow. Absolute goat. Absolute goat. Well done, mate. Alright. 3-2. Whew. What a clamor. What a battle. And Trug is so good. He's actually just so good. What is next? Is it Serral versus Classic once more. No, we're doing a 2v2. Okay. Hey, a little more trigger? Don't mind if I do. Because the first one was Serral and Goblin, right? Yeah, so now it's Serral Trigger versus... Is it ShoWTimE, Gabe? No, it can't be. Who is it then? Why are we on NA? Or is it just... 1 second. I'm confused. But if it's ShoWTimE, Gabe... Oh yeah, we should still be on NA, because the trigger is in Korea, of course. Yeah. Alright, that makes sense. Sorry, I was a bit confused. Serral Trigger is BASILISK, and ShoWTimE and Gabe German. TTM. Alrighty. Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking of the 1v1. I was thinking of the 2v2, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, why are we on NA? Because if Classic is not playing, it's like we don't have to be on NA, but of course, Trigger is currently in Korea. Alright, 3-2 in this best of 9 clan war. I love clan wars. It's so fun. Everything should be a clan war. Whew. I'm gonna take a mini break, you guys. I'm gonna take a mini break. I'll run some ads as well, so we don't have to worry about ads in the game if the game goes for a long time. I'll be right back. The 2v2 is coming up. I'll hide the in-game chat. I already did that. I hide the overlay, because we don't need that overlay for 2v2. Claymore? What is Claymore, mate? Alrighty. I'm back. We haven't missed anything. 2v2 time once more. Score 3-2 in favor of us. HeroMarine ShoWTimE versus Serral and Trigger. Germany versus Finland and Canada. Or Korea. Playing on the American server because Trigger is of course in Korea. Here we go. Score 2-3 is correct. Overlay is correct. Let's do it. I do know this 2v2 map quite well. Bottom side of Roskalian. We are looking at the main base of the Basilisk boys. It is Serral has the blue Zerg. And Trigger has the blue Protoss. So they're gonna duke it out with the 2 legendary Germans. 2 all-time foreigner greats if you ask me. It is Big Gabriel and D Mauer. ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE playing 1v1 so far. We'll play his second one in a bit. Also against Goblin. The way that the seeding worked out, guys, in case some of you guys are not familiar, is that Wardi just gives us 9 maps. And then the captain of the German team sends in their players. And then the captain of Basilisk, which is me, send in their players. And then Wardi lets us know who plays who. And it has just turned out in a way that Classic will play Serral twice. HeroMarine will play Trigger twice. And ShoWTimE plays Goblin twice. That's just kind of the way that we both seeded it. Thank you, Hoshi, for the 11 months with Prime. What's the chance? I mean, I definitely predicted a few of the guys. I didn't think it would be a 100% mirror, but this lineup is not surprising to me. Perhaps it was not surprising to them as well. But it doesn't really matter who plays who or on what map. It was always going to be very close and competitive, and after 5 games we can definitely say that that is the case. So Trigger, guys, is opening up double gate, while ShoWTimE is actually going for the 1 gate fast expand. So there is definitely a bit of a deviation here in the opening build orders. Double gate on the side of our Protoss, single gate expand, and a low ground CC on the side of Gabe. So the Germans are going for all out macro in the very beginning at least. We just have an expand on Serral's side. Of course, Trigger can still go for a relatively quick expand himself, despite the fact that he's playing double gate. But you can only expand early with double gate if you then decide to skip your gateway units and prioritize the Nexus over the gateway units. Trigger has gateway units in production, but he could always cancel them if he wants to, if he has the money for a Nexus, but he doesn't want to get blocked. And he goes for the pylon first. So. Ooh, close call. Very close call there on our first drone, but we do save it against the Reaper. ShoWTimE going for a Stargate. Trigger will just expand. Serral double expanding now, so very quick 3-base. Obviously, the Basilisk boys know that they are not in immediate danger because of the opening of the German players. The 1-gate fast expand is not going to allow ShoWTimE to be very aggressive. HeroMarine going for 1 Rex fast expand on the low ground is also not going to allow Gabe to be very aggressive. We are actually ahead in this little adept skirmish, but the Hellions are nearby. The Hellion and the Reaper shows up, and now it's a bit of an unfair fight. Where did our remaining adept go? Did we lose both of them? No, right? Okay, it's just in the middle of nowhere. Hello, Lambo. I believe you, mate. I am by no means a 2v2 expert. But I'm not necessarily worried yet. As long as we can do some serious damage limitation against the Oracle and the Reaper and the Hellions. This is where the Germans will feel confident to apply some pressure. It's super important to keep track of the Oracle. The Oracle has revealed itself. We cannot be taking a lot of damage. We have 2 Stalkers in the main. That should be okay. Ooh, we are going to intercept this Oracle. This Oracle is in a tiny bit of a pickle, and ShoWTimE goes for the recall immediately. So, very good defense so far against the Oracle. Worker count 32 on the side of our Canadian Protoss, 43 drones on the side of Serral against 39 probes on the side of ShoWTimE. We don't want to lose a drone here. We shouldn't lose a drone, and we won't. If we would have moved the units a tiny bit more towards the left, maybe we could have dropped the force field. ShoWTimE has let the Adept Shade finish up, so Serral is bleeding out a couple of workers, but let's say it's somewhat acceptable up to this point. Reaper being annoying in the back of the main. It seems like Gabe wasn't paying attention at first. Gabe is definitely paying attention now. It is Serral actually who responded a little bit late. Loses 1 drone that perhaps we could have prevented. But the Hellions show up again. The units of Trigger a little bit out of position. This is painful. We are now definitely losing a few more workers than we would have liked. As HeroMarine gets another good shot off and is looking for one final shot. Does not get that. 41. Alright. Pretty good pressure by the Germans. Very nice multitasking coming out of Gabe and ShoWTimE. Where I felt like the start was promising because we did such a good job in making sure that the Oracle couldn't be very impactful. The follow-up was a little bit painful. Thank you, Roscoe, matey, for the 84 months. We are looking to snipe this Oracle. We are so close, but we barely miss it. Tiny bit unfortunate. We barely miss it. Jamudo. Bit of a hype train. I appreciate it, guys. Much love. 1-1 upgrades on the way for Gabe. It is looking a little bit scary. Someone is lagging. Someone is lagging. I don't know if it's Bobby, Indy. I hope it's not me. Based on my frames, it's definitely not me. I have dropped 0 frames. What server is this anyway? Central. Oh, it's ShoWTimE. We kind of need him. He's sort of important in the making of this matchup. Out. Let Gabe go 1v2. Hasn't Gabe done that plenty of times on his stream? I've seen him do some content. Well, they're just checking in with Dimaur to make sure that he's okay. Tobias. Can I see how many? Ooh, 15 drones, guys, died during all of that. I knew it was a decent amount, but my guess would have been 8 or 9. Not 15. 15 is a serious number. 15 is a very serious number. Yeah. Me too, to be honest, Goblin. I was just like, ah. Let me just double check how many units have actually died. 15 is rough. The inevitable move out is obviously going to be difficult to deal with. Also, Serral playing roaches this time around. I liked it a little bit more in the previous 2v2. Where we were cooking with these well upgraded Zerglings. I wonder why. Why have we decided to go roaches this time around? Current work account 57 on the side of ShoWTimE. Serral is still up to 66, so despite the fact that we lost 15, we're up to 66 drones. Can make a lot of roaches of 66 drones. Yes. This is the third orbital already. It's not even just a CC, it's a third orbital for Gabe. Double eBay, third orbital. Current tank count 3 already. Now this is looking a little grim. It is definitely looking a little bit grim, but it's not over. Difficulty, yes. Over, no. Very late warp gate, by the way, on the side of ShoWTimE. Seems like he forgot it. 6 minutes into the game, warp gate nowhere near done. There's so much to keep track of in 2v2. It's like units are bouncing all over the shop, going in different directions, multiple mineral lines being under attack, 4 build orders to keep track of, 4 work accounts to keep track of. Alright, ShoWTimE says he's good to go, and we will continue. Single Reaper. Gabe is really going full musty this game. Being very annoying with individual units. Serral has done all of this without circling speed, so maybe that makes like the amount of drones we lost a tiny bit more acceptable. It still would have been lovely to lose a little bit less than the 15 that we did lose. But at least it was a circling less a speed gas opening. So basically pure drones on the side of Serral. And if we're going to try to defend with drones, we're obviously bound to lose some. Double Evo chamber up and running. This is a little bit risky on the side of Trigger because we brought the sentries. I don't know if I like this. I don't know why we brought the sentries this far out. They can never really get away. Bit odd. Maybe just... yeah, I don't know. I've got no explanation. I don't think we should have done that. Minor mistake. This map favors TP over TV. It could be. Sort of similar to what Lambo said, and I believe you guys. I have a very little 2v2 experience. I do remember playing this map, because this map has been around for a long time. When I played some 2v2 tournaments a long time ago, I was actually playing with Gabe. And that is when Gabe gave me a compliment once. His exact compliment was, when it comes to building Phoenix and doing nothing else, you are not that bad. It was the most backhanded compliment I've ever received in my life, but I took it with a smile. I was like, thank you, Gabe. That's so kind of you. As you guys can see that the lag is continuing. It's very unfortunate for ShoWTimE, and it's obviously not what I want to see either. I'm rooting for the boys, but of course I would only ever want a fair and honest victory. We don't want to see ShoWTimE struggle. So let's give him some time. You can bring the camera back to us for a little bit. To see the puppy. Yamuro, thank you, mate. Templar. I mean, we can take a look at all the stats. At least these passes are good for stats. 5 tanks, 2 marauders, 23 marines, 19 stalkers on the side of D-Mauer with +1. Well, Trigger has 6 gateways, has 13 stalkers. Is going for Storm by the looks of it. Even though we don't have Storm yet, but not sure what I can do. I'm not sure what you can do, D-Mauer. Sometimes Battle.net works in very mysterious ways, and it just randomly decides that one player is going to get a very bad connection to a certain server. What he's going to suggest they recover from replay. We can do that. Look at ShoWTimE, so tech savvy. Knowing how to use a VPN. I don't know how to do that. What about a different server? Well, this is Central. This is the good server for ShoWTimE. The different server would just be very bad for Serral, HeroMarine, and ShoWTimE. Or not very bad, but would be kind of bad. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and rehost this. I mean, sure, we can try West, but that's just kind of annoying for 3 out of the 4 players in this lobby. And Trigger will be like, cool, thank you, I guess. A lot of Starcraft 2 players from Asia use VPNs to play on the European server, and it's actually done very well for them. So, I think it should work. Hopefully it will work for ShoWTimE. Game is looking a little bit tricky, but I feel like there is potential. Double Evo chamber, we're gonna have a crazy amount of roaches, ravagers, some infestors. Either Archons or a storm. I don't know. I don't think we're dead. Does it look difficult? Sure. But I don't think we're dead. Right now it is also very annoying for one of the 4 players. Yeah, of course, but that's why we're rehosting, mate. Nobody wants to see ShoWTimE lag and suffer. Goes without saying. So we're gonna try to run it back. Everyone is in the lobby, I believe. Or maybe we're just waiting for ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE and Gabe, actually. They're just waiting for the Germans. Gabe is here. How did Classic beat Jonah? Double Oracle Adept, Resonating Glaive on White Rabbit. It was actually a really sick stasis, Lambo. Like one of the sickest stasis traps that I've seen. Where Serral did not have a Baneling Nest, Serral did not have a Roach Warren, but he did have like 70 something Zergling, 6 queens with +1 melee. And he has a full surround on like 15 adepts, but the stasis goes down and it traps like 60 Zerglings. And I'm not even exaggerating, like it really was probably around that. 50, 60 links stuck in the stasis. And obviously then the adepts survive, they shade out, kill all the drones and game over. Hopefully we can continue soon. Obviously these things can happen with online video gaming competitions. Or in Starcraft 2 case, offline as well. Hello, your legend. Hartstikke bedankt, jongen. It's time to play some padel soon, mate. Maybe you should come to Zuidland. Actually, on the other day, mate, I saw cars of your company. Or the company that you used to work for, or still work for. I saw them drive on the highway. I was like, ah! I was speaking to see if it was you, but it wasn't you. If you ever want to come over, have some dinner with Vicky and me, you're always welcome. Have to make it happen. You removed the company stickers. I forgot where I was going. I was coming home, I don't know. I just saw like 1 or 2 cars of I was like, it's your, but then I didn't see you. Alrighty. Maybe Jordi is a Catan guy. Jordi is an NFL guy and a Padel guy. Does not strike me as a Settlers of Catan guy. But Jordi is always welcome. He's got an open invitation to my place. He knows that. Stopped by once, handed me a cable, did not want to come in. Had to go fishing. And clip a VOD. Maybe I should respond once to these gazillion guys that send me emails every single day. Saying that they are professional clippers. Maybe they can actually make a clip of something cool happening on my stream. Since everyone else has no interest. Same as Risk. I played Risk once with Holy Hit and Eon Blue. But I think I messed up the rules. Because our game of Risk lasted for like 5 hours. And then even we tried to speed it up and we just couldn't finish it. Risk was a bit of a disaster. But Catan, I'm kind of pro right now. Professional clippers. You'd be surprised, mate. I get like, if I say I get 2 emails a day of people say that they clip for a living and they make people go viral, I'm not lying. They can do this and they can do that and they can do that. Alrighty. We're gonna give it another shot. 7 minutes and 40 seconds into this 2v2. Basilisk is up 3-2. Serral Trigger versus HeroMarine ShoWTimE. We appreciate you guys, Wardi and I speak for Wardi and I. We appreciate you guys staying with us. Storm on the way now on the side of Trigger, as it seems like the Germans are ready to move out, and this is a powerful army. Big blink into the natural. It has some potential, but I don't know if the Germans are going to turn around for it. At least we force out a defensive warp in. We can win the fight against a couple of stalkers. We can blink on that too if we want to. And it doesn't make that big army that's heading towards our side of the map disappear. Gnarly spot here where HeroMarine finds himself in. I think Serral's gonna have to sacrifice his natural. We could have won the fight earlier. Right now we can't win the fight anymore, but before we definitely could have won the fight. Maybe if we would have blinked forward immediately on those 4 Stalkers, then on the Neo Stalkers. As now it's Serral who's pausing. Oh yeah. Serral's like, sorry guys, there's a big army in my natural. Can we go again? This could have gone quite sweet. It's a very difficult call, obviously, for Trigger to make this call. But when he saw 1 Marauder, 2 Marauders, and a Marine, and 4 Stalkers, if he blinks on that, and then he gets on top of the Neo Stalkers that are being warped in, there's actually a chance he kills everything and it snowballs. But yeah. What if we redo the whole thing and Goblin subs in for me? I don't even think he's joking. Because that obviously means that all 4 of you guys can play on the European server. Yeah, he's not joking. I think it's a serious suggestion. I'm okay with that. As long as Wingen takes over for ShoWTimE. Actually do it for Gabe. Because I believe you can play Protoss at a high level, but I want to see you unsiege some tanks. I want to give you the real challenge. You have to sub in for Gabe, not for ShoWTimE. Honestly, there will be very little difference when it's ShoWTimE or you, but when you have to play as a Terran... Did Blizzard sell their server to AI companies as well? That was such a random announcement and post, by the way. Or we can get Musti in here. Honestly, I don't hate it. LTJ. What about Dom the Dominator? Can we sub in Dom the Dominator? I don't know how we're gonna make this happen, but we'll figure it out. Serral saying, and a server just doesn't work these days. It's sad. Serral says it seems to be working. I would like it if we can just really do this from scratch, but unfortunately it seems like that's not the way we're gonna go down. So Serral is gonna end up losing his lair. There's very little we can do about that. We do land a fungal, so that's a few dead marines, but there is so many tanks, man. It's gonna be so painful for roaches and ravages to ever get close. We have a few stalkers roaming the center of the map as they're gonna try to pick up some reinforcements. ShoWTimE's army is big. It's obviously a little hard to keep track of this, guys, with all these breaks and pauses. But losing your natural is never good, especially knowing that is your lair. It is a bit of a disaster, I would agree. Maybe we can jump on some tanks when they're not siege. We do have a lot of zealots here, but there's so many units on the side of ShoWTimE. Holy smokes. Serral does have a lot of roaches and ravages, and they can do okay against blink stalkers, especially if they don't have +2. Yeah, tanks are on siege. Maybe if there was ever a moment. No, tanks are no longer on siege. I mean, we've got the storm advantage. We have a supply advantage at this point. It's not a whole lot, but it is something. But obviously the supply can lie when you're looking at a lot of roaches and ravages. Oh, that's such a weird blink. It's a great engagement on the tank, so that's a sick storm. The fungal. Oh, the boys doing it. All I see is bugs. There are so many freaking roaches and ravages on my screen. Trigger still has some units as well. Another sick fungal coming out of the great Jonas Atala as Gabe does save that tank, but cannot save. Okay, we eat our own corrosive balls right now. That is not too pretty. This is chaos. Now it's ShoWTimE coming in from behind. Serral's about to get surrounded and his entire army is low on HP. How good are roaches and ravages and a couple of infestors? They're going to turn around. They're going to now try to battle these stalkers of ShoWTimE as ShoWTimE goes for a recall. There is one tank remaining. We should kill this tank. We will kill this tank. What a fight. Wow, what an engagement and what a fight. Holy smokes. And meanwhile, Serral, by the way, casually has gone from hatchery tech halfway to hive and is getting a lurker then. Serral gets on top of this Nexus. ShoWTimE does have a big army. Doesn't really want to give up on this Nexus, but he is too late to save it. I like the positioning of our infestors there as we drop a couple of corrosive balls to get out of harm's way. +3 attack and +3 armor on the way for Gabe. Gabe is completely reset, guys, to just 2 tanks. Gabe had so many tanks. He's now back to 2. They obviously haven't scouted for a while, and I feel like the last thing that Gabe and ShoWTimE will expect is Serral to show up with Lurkus, no? Didn't we kill 15 drones of this guy? Didn't he max out on Roach Ravager Fungal? Didn't we kill a lair? Like, how on earth does it make sense that Serral is about to show up with Lurkus? Still lots of bases, so definitely time to rebuild on both sides. This game is not over yet, but that was a fantastic skirmish and a great fight for the Basilisk boys in the center. And we're gonna have to do it again. And we might be forced to fight before we even have Lurkus, and that would not be nice. Ugh. Good news is we don't have to worry about a base here. Roach is trying to get on top of planetary. We need to land some fungals. I don't like this. We need time. Trigger securing the center of the map. Serral was trying to slow Gabe down. This time we did not rebuild, at least in the natural, so that makes me happy. It's kind of Gabe all by himself. ShoWTimE is okay. Gabe is all by himself and he's got no goal, so he's in danger of getting stormed. We drop our first storm, mostly on the proto side of things. Lurkus are here. Lurkus will get spikes off. A couple of nice fungals and storms landing. What are these? Roaches making their way deep into a base that is not a planetary. There's a missile turret. We killed the turret. Now we can burrow the roaches. And Gabe did not pay attention. So we can be very annoying and reveal those roaches once more. What's the lurker count? Ooh, gave it a big old drop. Oh no, the lurker then got sniped. Sorry guys, I was so distracted on everything else that we lose the lurker then. But meanwhile, Gabe also loses the majority of those units that he committed to those drop. We have some DTs, lots of DTs. Oh my goodness, there's DTs everywhere. And we already sniped a couple of turrets. And the roaches can on-burrow. They're multitasking the action. We're everywhere. Right here. Basilisk is literally everywhere. Cannon is late. We can cancel this cannon. One DT has enough DPS to cancel it. Look at the minimap, guys. It's just lighting up like it's the freaking 4th of July. But it's not the 4th of July yet. Otherwise, we'd be in Krefeld for Home Story Cup 29. But that is coming up. Right now, we are just looking at Serral and Trigger playing a truly monumental, fantastic 2v2. Lots of 6 fungals, lots of great storms. And we are deep into enemy territory with DTs and roaches with tunneling claws and burrow. And the man who lost his lair tech, what felt like was 2 minutes ago, now has high tech lurkers with seismic spines. We don't have adaptive talents, but we do have seismic spines. Very, very, very great performance by the guys. Not over yet, always have to be careful, but with storms like that, how can it ever go wrong? When Gabe is going to close his eyes today, he's going to think of some of these storms that Trigger has been dropping on him in 1v1 and 2v2. We've got so many lurkers. We've got lurkers for days. They are in a very... That's a beautiful concave, by the way, by the Germans. It's about as large of a concave as you can ever imagine. A couple of snipes have landed on the lurkers, but ShoWTimE has lost almost everything. Has lost a lot of workers. Has lost most of his army. And there are still a bunch of lurkers remaining. Final Immortal is trying to do its thing. But one Immortal cannot clean up those remaining lurkers. Gabe's supply is about to enter double digits. ShoWTimE has been in double digits for a while. Meanwhile, Serral close to maxed out. What does Serral have to say about all of that, guys? I think I know what he has to say.
Wait, I was confused for a moment there. I was like, why am I not making units? But then I realized I didn't lose a single unit so far in this fight.
It's great to be Serral. It is great to be Serral as he is maxed out. And the Germans will wave the white flag. GG. What a comeback. What a comeback. Some sick fungals, some sick storms. And I have no idea how Serral can lose this lair and then still have lurkers. So, shortly after. 10 out of 10 unit positioning. Great DT run by. Great roaches behind enemy lines. I mean, you gotta love it. Wow. From down 0-2 to up 4-2. We now are on match point. Match point. Never celebrate too early in team leagues. That is something we have learned the hard way. This has been quite the turnaround, guys. Down 0-2. Goblin losing the 1v1. Serral losing the 1v1 to this is an all-time goated run by Trigger here. 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And that means we go for another PvP. Goblin ShoWTimE on Celestial. Let me go ahead and swap over to the European server. I don't want to delay everything. 3 match points. 2 save ones and then an ace match. That is where we are at. I have to join the lobby quickly. Goblin, ShoWTimE. First game was actually quite close. There really was potential for Goblin. In the end, we were just not quite able to close it out, but it was close and it was fun. I'll settle this prediction. Here we go. Match point. Upper bracket playoffs. Round 1. Goblin versus ShoWTimE. Best of 1. Goblin is our Croatian Protoss. ShoWTimE is our German Protoss. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is what you'll get. Hello, Sataka. Whew. Lots of excitement on the Friday afternoon. By the way, in case some people are truly botted or like magically botted by me settling that prediction wrong earlier, what we can do is once this clan war is over, there are a bunch of people that watch my stream or just lurk my stream and they really don't care about channel points. We can just run a fake prediction where people that don't care about channel points can put some points on the wrong outcome. I'll give it the right outcome, and if you then missed out on some points earlier, maybe you at least get a couple of points back. Because not everyone cares, and some people are sitting on like 5 million points anyway. It wasn't the biggest prediction ever, so. Are there rules by which teams should be balanced? What stops from forming a team from Serral, Maru, Hero, and Reynor, for example? Well, nothing would theoretically stop it, but obviously they are not teammates, and most of the time when people represent a team or an org, they are supposed to represent that under the same banner as well for the team league. So, nothing would have stopped that. You could form that team, but that wouldn't make any sense for us. That's the wrong one. This is the right one. I don't care about the point. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys don't care, but some people do care. Someone even made a Reddit thread once about me accidentally misclicking a prediction. And they said like, hey, I know this is very silly, but this is something I really enjoy doing together with my daughter, and I missed out on a lot of points. Is there a way to get them back? You know, like, I'm sorry, mate. Like, there is no magical button I can press that can give you points, but there's something else I can try. Yeah, but I mean, Alex, I think he was talking from the point of view of, can we have them? Technically, nothing stops anyone from signing these players, right? So if that's the team you want to form, if you are an org that wants to recruit all these guys, you can technically do that. In Starcraft 2, obviously everyone does have a price. Top right side of Celestial Enclave, we are looking at the main base of our Croatian Protoss. Already getting that W in 2v2 is massive for us, but he can make it even bigger by closing out this clan war if he finds the W here. This is Goblin. Now Goblin is normally not a member of Basilisk. He was our one addition. We did that because we knew that we would have to play a bunch of 2v2s, and Reynor does not enjoy playing 2v2, and we cannot use Trigger and Serral twice, so we needed to add another player. And the second reason is that there is always a chance that one of our guys would not be available, so then Goblin could also play some 1v1s. Well, it's a good thing we did, otherwise I would have to play twice today, since Reynor is not available this weekend, and that would have been painful. Bottom left side, we're looking at the main base of our German Protoss, who was struggling a bit with the internet in the 2v2. This is the Mauer. It's ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE has a pylon awfully close to the main base of Goblin and is gonna go for the proxy robo. Goblin, his scouting was good on Ruby Rock. We did find that pylon, we did find the Stargate. The timing of it all was a little bit unfortunate. Maybe the probe coming in from this angle can be a tiny bit of a tell. Goblin scouting was good on Ruby Rock. The Goblin scouting may very well be even better here on Celestial Enclave. This could be mega, guys, because Stalkers can fight Adepts. Goblin sees the robo, and what a moment to find it. I would love to see like 2 more Stalkers just wall off. Yeah, I love that chrono. Why the hell not? Goblin had a good start in the previous game. Unfortunately, we were not quite able to capitalize on it. I think this is an even better start, because these Adepts, they cannot fight the Stalkers. That's not a fight that ShoWTimE can win until that Immortal comes out. Now what will Goblin go for? Goblin is going to battle the adapts, and it seems like because of this, with the second pylon as well, I mean, ShoWTimE will still be able to get his Immortal out, but he's losing an Adept, and that's not a great start. Goblin, ooh, why are we losing a second probe? I guess just scouting stuff. Maybe the 4 Stalkers can counterattack right now. Just run away as far as you can from that Immortal, and then you can force ShoWTimE to maybe recall that Immortal. Goblin knows that he can't unpower the Robo anymore, so just run away from it. I love this. I really, really, really love it. We have a recall as well, guys, so we're not in danger in that regard. But this is very good on the side of ShoWTimE, who's got a sentry here. And that's something that Goblin probably would not expect. Very good job on the side of ShoWTimE. And now ShoWTimE has an Immortal here. We need to run into it. We're going to lose a second. Just recall, mate. Oh, ShoWTimE. Why are we so indecisive? Why are we so indecisive? Why didn't we used the Chrono Boost? Oh, no. We used the Chrono Boost. I thought that we were getting ready to recall those Stalkers, but we chronoed, so we couldn't recall. What looked like a very promising start is now very awkward. I wouldn't quite say that it's game over with that, because it's still like defensive Robo against proxy Robo. We have shield batteries. It's gonna be annoying, but a lot of things can still happen. Man, ShoWTimE is so smart. He handled all of that correctly. If ShoWTimE doesn't have that sentry here, guys, he's mega cooked. He can't win that fight against the 4 Stalkers. And Goblin just walks in, kills the Stalker, maybe loses one, kills a couple probes, then recalls out. Kudos to ShoWTimE for being incredibly clever and foreseeing a lot of things. 4 Stalkers? I don't know what 4 Stalkers are, mate, but yeah. Goblin decides to drop the Nexus in the Pocket Expand. This is not a fully operating base, even if you totally saturate it. Only 5 mineral patches instead of 8, only 1 gas instead of 2. We are gonna lose power to these gateways. ShoWTimE is already preparing for the next phase of this PvP, and he's gonna go for a Stargate. Stargate is really good in shutting down the Warp Prism. Be a great scout if Goblin can somehow find a scout. Force fields should be able to keep us safe. Losing 2 gates after the 3 Stalkers in the early game is definitely very rough. I don't think we're in danger. It is a bit scary. Oh, we killed the sentry. We do kill the sentry. That's very nice. That was a sentry with a lot of energy. That's a great little pickoff on the side of Goblin. It'd be so important, guys, for Goblin to get deep in. Dropping these 2 Adepts would already be nice, despite the fact that there are Stalkers. We need to know that there is a Stargate. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm not saying that Goblin is winning. Oh, we have to be so careful here. We have to be so careful here. Goblin, his Warp Prism is... he knows. He was smelling it. He's like, wait a minute. You're not attacking up my ramp anymore. I don't know where your army is. Great game sense there by Goblin. Do we have a recall available this time around, guys? Yes, we do. So once the Phoenixes reveal themselves, we can recall this Warp Prism. And we definitely want to recall this Warp Prism. Just recall. Recall is safe. Okay, it's not that bad now. We have a 6-worker lead. We're pretty fortified. Our Immortals are healthier. We know that they have a Phoenix, but we don't have to be too aggressive. We have a quicker expand. If this was not a map with a pocket expand, this would obviously not be good for Goblin. But because it is a map with a pocket expand, I really don't hate it. And Goblin's like, oh, this is annoying though. And we can't recall, guys. Ah, this is painful. Right when Goblin moves down that ramp for the first time, ShoWTimE shows up. We can battle with 2 Immortals against 2 Immortals. Lose a pylon, lose a bit of mining time. But I actually like having Blink over the Stargate here. By the way, we have to respect these Phoenixes. This could still get bad. Yeah, this is very clever by ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE is just too freaking smart. Because ShoWTimE can lift stuff with his Phoenixes. He's going to lift that first Immortal. Can he kill that Immortal? No. But can he prevent it from doing anything useful for a while? Yes. Goblin says, okay, you find your little move in my natural as we have another lift. So drop the Immortal. Oh, there's so much energy on these Phoenixes though. That's really problematic. It's annoying. It is annoying. I think we have plenty of shield. Oh, we can't lose that Nexus. We really cannot lose the Nexus. And 2 Immortals kill a Nexus rather quickly. No, don't shoot at the Nexus. Goblin was actually helping ShoWTimE there for a little bit, shooting at the Nexus too. That Nexus is our friend. ShoWTimE doing a really good job in slowly turning this around and putting himself in a favorable spot. But the moment that we have Blink, it's still not that bad. But one of the other things that is bad though, guys, is that, as I mentioned before, this is not a real base. Only 5 mineral patches instead of 8 mineral patches, only 1 gas instead of 2. ShoWTimE, meanwhile, does have a real base. If we didn't move out to kill that robo on the pylon, I think this game would have looked a lot better for us. It is what it is. ShoWTimE is Phoenixes, smell blood, and they will find the War Prism. This War Prism cannot get recalled. Goblin is thinking about attacking. Can we attack into 5 Phoenix with plenty of energy? 3 Immortals, all of them somewhat low on HP. I mean, we can only attack if we would have immediate reinforcements, because we do have 4 gate technically. But without the War Prism to... I hate losing that Prism, man. Oh, we can maybe get a free Phoenix. Careful with the blink, careful with the blink. I don't like being here without any way to reinforce. So difficult. We're down 12 workers. Goblin was so close in both games. Kudos to ShoWTimE, man. He's really freaking clever. I don't know if this can go well. We do drop a couple of force fields. Can be difficult for ShoWTimE to get the units across these force fields. Goblin casually sniping a 3rd Nexus. That's pretty cute. Can we get out of here, though? Well, we can, because we can recall. Wow, what a snipe. What a snipe. Not saying that we're winning now, but that's pretty freaking good. A really good move. Really good move. And we've got Blink, so hopefully we can sort of blink our Stalkers in the correct position and not take too much damage from these Phoenixes. We lose 3 probes, but we kill a Phoenix. I would say Goblin is behind. I would not say he's very far behind, because I think we can defend on the high ground. As long as we drop force fields. ShoWTimE cannot blink across force fields on top of Immortals, right? These Immortals need to make their way to the front line. Like, it's looking grim, but it's definitely not like, oh, we are so dead, kind of. Because no, ShoWTimE cannot mine of this Nexus yet, and at least we're gonna get a real base too. We have Blink, ShoWTimE doesn't have Blink yet. The Phoenixes, they will start falling off. This is 10 army supply that is not always going to be goated. The minus 15 probes is a really big deal, but it wasn't the biggest of deal for a while, since this base is almost mined out, and this base is fully saturated. So all we really need to do is have good saturation on this base, and we are still mining as much as we could possibly mine. It's not great. We're not loving it. But a game that was looking like it was pretty much over. Maybe we have a bit of a lifeline here. And one thing that is important to keep an eye on, outside of the Phoenixes, I wouldn't call them dead supply. They can still be useful, but it's not the best supply ever for ShoWTimE. Is the fact that ShoWTimE, his Immortals, have gone through hell and back. So they could theoretically die rather quickly. And don't get me wrong, I don't think Goblin is winning. I don't think Goblin is ahead. But I also wouldn't say that this game is as over as, for instance, Ruby Rock was over at one point. We don't have a forge. We do have a forge, but we're just not using it. Unfortunately, our Stalkers are out of position. This is painful. Okay, 3-4-1 is somewhat acceptable. Difficult to attack into shield barriers. Goblin does have 2 Immortals more than ShoWTimE, and they're healthier. And right now we have an Archon lead. ShoWTimE is going up to 4 bases. You know, if there was ever a moment, and ShoWTimE is using all of his energy, sure, whatever, he can have it. At this point, he can have it. These Phoenixes will now be even less useful at home. It is difficult to attack into double battery, but we've got an Archon lead, we've got an Immortal lead, and we have Blink. If there was ever a moment, this is it. +1 not quite done yet on the side of ShoWTimE. One of our Archons is taking a lot of damage though. It is difficult. We need to start finding a favorable fight. Can we get those Immortals? No. Can we save our own Immortals? We have a War Prism. Nice pickup. Very nice pickup. It's difficult. It's now or never. I almost feel like coming full from one angle was better than going for the surround. Because we didn't have the amount of zealots that we really needed for that kind of an engagement, that kind of a surround. We do still have the 5 Immortals, but we have gone from 4 Archons to just 1. Those batteries are very, very, very clutch for Demauer. I would have liked a full shove from this side. Archons in the front, forward blink a bit more than the complicated engagement. We didn't have the zealot numbers to go for the complicated engagement. And now it's obviously mega grim. I feel like if you're quite Blinkstalker heavy and Immortal heavy, it makes more sense to go in the big Protoss ball. If you're very Zealot Archon heavy, that's when you just come in from two angles and you try to collapse. No, it is indeed looking as grim as it has ever looked. I think Goblin has played very well though in both games. Can't really fault him for anything. ShoWTimE is an absolute elite world-class PvP player, and Goblin gave us some reasons to be very hopeful. And definitely made some good calls. ShoWTimE is just so freaking clever. So many good little moves by ShoWTimE. Fantastic unit movement, great situational awareness, having that little sentry in the early game literally saved his entire game. And now I'm afraid that it is over. It was another strong showing by Goblin, but unfortunately not quite good enough. It is going to be ShoWTimE who will get one more point on the board for the Three Mustiteers, the Germans, and Classic. GG gets called. And that means we get ready for a very exciting best of one between Classic and Serral, the rematch. First one was on White Rabbit. Second one I think is on Old Republic, if I recall that correctly. GG. ShoWTimE, the German Protoss, gets this one done. Let me just double check what it is. It should be Old Republic. Yes, Old Republic, Serral Classic. Still match point. We win this one. We win the clan war and we advance into the upper bracket final. We lose it, we go to an ace match where anyone is eligible. Serral versus Classic, best of one. Serral is our Finnish Zerg. Classic is our Korean Protoss. I'll give you guys 5 minutes for this one. I don't know if Wardi needs a tiny break here or not. Am I on the right server? No, I'm not. Oh my goodness. It's been a fun one at least. It's been a really, really fun one. One way or the other, I'm very happy. But I could be even happier. The first one did not go our way between Serral and Classic. So it's ShoWTimE winning the 2 PvPs. It is a Trigger winning his 2 PvTs. It's us winning the 2 2v2s. And it now comes down to this. Musi is not a member of their squad, but I was literally just thinking of it, Max King. I was like, that'd be a fun ace match, you know? Rotti versus Musti for all the marbles. It's kind of like a Make-A-Wish Foundation. Lets us both be the star player for once. Alrighty. Still match point for us, but it's a difficult one. It's a rematch of the Esports World Cup Grand Finals. Here we go.
Final round. Fight!
Top right side of Old Republic. The first best of one did not go his way after we were not ready for all those adepts, and the stasis trap reduced any hope that we may have had of dealing with those adepts to 0. Can we do better in the rematch? Representing Basilisk, the Finnish Phenom, the end boss, it is Serral. And in the bottom left side of Old Republic, we are looking at the main base of our Korean Protoss. He has done his job so far. I hope that this time though, we fill things. That's a very early guess for our Korean Protoss Classic. Last part of a Virtuous Pro. I haven't released any statement. What the hell is this, man? It feels so random to me. This man is very confident in his ability to build a good wall. This is not how I would ever start my wall against the Zerg. Also, no scout. Yet. Serral is gonna hatch first gas into a pool on his side of the map. I guess, yeah. I mean, you would still, I don't know, maybe we'd be able to do it here, here, here. I don't know. Cute. Very cute, at least by Classic. I'd be terrified. Classic is not. Hero will look at this and be like, I'm gonna do it too. And then the gateway is gonna be here, the cybercore is gonna be here. Gap, 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 gap. Still holds everything. Legend. Alrighty, Classic is first scout. Match point. After this, by the way, guys, I want to encourage all of you guys to make sure to take a little look at Wardi's stream, as there is a second clan war happening. The No Ace Reynor duking it out with not Shopify, not Team Liquid, but the villains of Starcraft 2. Solar, Max Pax, and Percival, I believe, are on the team. It's very cool for Percy that he has such a good team. I like Percival. I'm a noob lol, thank you so much. Tier 1, 3 months in advance. The generosity. We got a job for a few more months, I love it. Been a minute, hope you're doing well. I am doing very well. But my Friday is gonna improve tenfold if Serral wins this one. Yeah, the next match should be good too. I will not be casting that, guys. I'm already very happy that Wardi was sweet and generous enough to let me join the Basilisk cast to do a bit of a Basilisk home biased commentary show. Obviously the other matches will be exclusively on Wardi's stream. Villains of SC2 versus No Ace Reynor. I just said it. Thank you, Not Garu, for the prime. This is the home channel for Basilisk. So not very neutral commentary, but that's the whole goal. It was not supposed to be. Sarah snuck a couple of links into the natural of Classic, and I'm already loving this, guys. That is a Protoss build order in shambles. Can we get that second? Yes, we get that second one. And we're gonna drain this Oracle from its energy too, so what a moment for these links of Serral to show up. 2 dead probes. Feel like the Adepts have not done a whole lot yet either. We could fight this. We could fight. Let's not lose 2 drones. Let's not lose 2 drones. Okay, we lose 1. Very acceptable. Very, very acceptable. So this is a good start. Now, often we need more than a good start against a man like Classic. Maar een goed begin is het halve werk. To whip out a little bit of Dutch for you guys. Why not cast with Wardi? We have covered this a million times in the past. First of all, Sublime, because I once again want to do a different kind of style broadcast, where this is the home channel, similar to how a radio broadcast can be, you know, the home channel of the Pittsburgh Penguins or the Washington. So obviously this is going to be very biased. I want to be biased because I find that fun. It's different. But the second reason, and we have answered this a million times, is that people often ask for like multiple streamers to do commentary together. But in the end, that just reduces income for everyone, because there is very little chat interaction. When there is very little chat interaction, there is just less support. So that would just hurt Wardi. It wouldn't really do anything. We have tried it a million times. We have done it a million times, and it just... Unfortunately, people say that they want it, but they will always support less. It's just kind of the way that Twitch works. And it doesn't really make sense, right, for Wardi to be like, yeah, I want less support. Or for me to be like, yeah, less support is better. Queen sniping an Oracle. That is fantastic. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I've been loving everything about this so far. This is going to be once more the Resonating Glaive Adept. But unlike that game on White Rabbit, where we only had an Evolution Chamber and +1 melee and a lot of Zerglings, and we didn't kill one of those Oracles, this time we did kill an Oracle, and we've got a Roach Warren. Just feels that the setup is not a million times better, but way, 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 way better than it was on White Rabbit. Penguins back in the playoffs, by the way. I will start watching the playoffs a little bit. I actually got a meme the other day of, not a meme, just a highlight video of Griffin Banger, legendary Counter-Strike player turned into poker pro. He shared me some highlight video of McDavid, but I didn't react to him yet, so I feel bad now. I was gonna tell him that I will start watching the playoffs. It's hard for me to follow the NHL because of the time zone, but I will definitely tune in, at least for some games. Wasn't quite the build. I think it's I think this one is different. I don't think back then we had a forge. I don't recall it exactly. Just everything was way better on White Rabbit, Lambo. Classic was actually playing really well, to be fair. He had a really cute little move out with 4 Adepts, where he shaded in 2 different directions. Serral was on top of 1. He cancels that. He lets the other one finish. Kills 2 drones, recalls the Adepts home. A Classic played clean on White Rabbit. Funny thing is, guys, we have a Roach Warren, but this is so late that Serral's actually not built any Roaches yet. He fired up 8 Hydras So this is still going to be a bit scary because we are now looking at 19 adepts, 0 oracles. Both oracles have died, but this is 19 freaking adepts with +1. But we've got queens, we've got lings, we've got hydras. Now hydras are not very tanky. We do have a full wall off, but the third also has a bunch of drones. We really don't want to lose all those drones too. I mean, I don't think we're in danger of dying ever, because we shouldn't really die against pure adept. But this is now becoming a bit more problematic than I would have liked to see it. Are we going to let the shade finish? No, he doesn't let the shade finish. These are dead adepts, I believe. I think every single adept, maybe outside of one, should fall rather quickly. Honestly, most of the adepts have just fallen by the looks of it. 16 adepts have already gone down. 2 more stray adepts left behind. A few more adepts were being rallied into the center of the map. 13 drones, a little bit painful, but this could have been so much worse. We are still a 5-base Zerg. And we've killed both of the oracles. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It was a bit painful, a bit more painful than it should have been. But I like to think we are totally fine. Yeah, we have lost 18 adepts and we have 13 adepts left. So we have made a grand total of 31 adepts in this game. 31 adepts. If you make 31 adepts, you're obviously bound to kill a couple drones. It's inevitable not to. I mean, Serral probably a little bit confused about everything that happened in the last 2 minutes. Had that roach warn in case he needed it. Felt he didn't need it. Went for the hydras first. Suddenly 19 adepts with +1 attack show up. It's like, well, a little bit of crisis management, or a lot of crisis management was necessary. We lost 2 queens and 25 drones, but we are on 5 bases. Hive is on the way, RotterdaM is on the way. We have 82 drones remaining. It's on. I'm not too worried yet. If anything, I kind of like it. I still like it. Especially because we killed the 2 oracles. If we didn't kill those oracles, it could have been annoying. Because there's always that one moment where drones are running away from adepts and you have 10 drones just standing on a little huddle. Oracles show up, you lose all 10. That would have been mega annoying. Or like 2 hydras, not enough DPS against Pulse of Beam, they melt. Since we managed to kill both of the oracles, life's pretty good. We find 4 more adepts in the top left side. Classic counting down the seconds until he's got +2, and that is now. And this is a pretty serious army. 25 Stalkers and 6 High Templars. It wouldn't be the first time that a game between Serral and Classic somewhat randomly ends because Classic has moved a monstrous Protoss army to the other side of the map, and he's got Storms. Serral's just trying to buy some time. 5 lurkers on the way, and that is massive. Only 1 observer. This is worth keeping an eye on, guys. Only 1 observer out on the map for Classic. No Oracle. We sniped at ops. We have lurkers. Adrenal glands on the way. Seismic spines on the way. Takes a little while before the lurkers are the dream lurkers, but ooh, High Templars kind of exposed there. I wonder how Ascent on these High Templars would have gone. Wow, Classic goes so deep. Serral still has a lot of units on the other side of the map. We might get a free War Prism here. We will most certainly get a free War Prism because Serral was counterattacking and kept Classic busy. Classic was also harassing with a few adepts, but losing some drones now when we are a high-tech Zerg is really not that impactful. Classic knows that. Is going to go double Stargate Fleet Beacon immediately. 11 minutes into this game. Does he still have his observer? Yes, he does. 1 observer. It looks really good, but it is important that we can get aggressive before the Tempests come out. Ooh, risky moves by Classic, but lands the Storm. Alrighty, match point for Basilisk versus the Three Mustiteers. First Tempest is on the way. I mean, Serral can play this out in 2 ways. He can either try to hit a devastating lurker timing before the Tempest count is high, or he can do what he does better than anyone, and that is just play Giga late game. It feels like our army is about to get a real power spike. Lings and Hydras are about to get on top of a couple of High Templars. These High Templars have to die, right? We've got some lurkers coming in from the bottom. Every single High Templar of the original squad at least falls. 2 more High Templars showed up in the back. Those are going to get picked off as well. We've got lurkers for days. That 1 observer I mentioned a couple of times has been taken out. 0 detection at the moment out on the map. We do have some defensive cannons. Classic trying to buy some time with Zealot run-bys. Knows that these Zealot run-bys are not going to do crazy much, but that is not important. Classic is going to be happy as long as Serral pulls some units back. and he gets time to chrono boost out 3 Tempests at a time. The Spire is already done as well. I think bare minimum Serral can get this base. Maybe a little bit more. This memoir started off in the roughest way possible, down 0-2, and obviously being fully aware that we have no Reynor for this weekend, as Reynor is part of a very cool Red Bull event over in Miami. He's probably waking up around this time. Maybe he's listening to us yapping a little bit on his cell phone while he's still being asleep, but these High Templars are exposed. The boys, all 3 of them, have done a stunning job in turning this one around, and Serral is going to close this one out for us. At this point, I am very certain as the 4th base is going to fall. We've got Lurkers. Oh my goodness, these are some satisfying Lurker shots. 20 probes fall, a center 4th base fall, and we turn an 0-2 start around. And I'm going to close this one out 5-3. And we'll advance into the upper bracket final, where tomorrow we will play either against the villains of Starcraft or No Ace Jinner. That is the next match that's happening over at Wardi stream. Big shout out to Wardi. Big shout out to the German ShoWTimE, Gabe and Classic. But it's the BASILISK boys, powered by Goblin, that will advance into the upper bracket final. Let's go. Great match. Really great match. Very proud of them. That was awesome. That was awesome. GG's. Let's go. Ah, nice. That was all very nice, guys. GG. Let's go ahead and settle this prediction. You guys believed that Yona would get it done, and Yona most certainly got it done. MVP today? Trigger? Can we give it to Trigger? I think this is his moment. Very often, Basilisk will make a poster and then pick one of the players and give them a shout out with the final score of whatever match that we have played in. I feel like today it should definitely be Trigger on the poster. Winning his 2 1v1s against Gabe, who we know is such a strong player, and then winning the 2v2 as well. I'm rioting if they're not tweeting out Trigger. I mean, I'd be okay with Goblin as well, but it should be Trigger today. Take a look at the final match once more. Just take a look at how everything played out. Things started off with ShoWTimE winning a close PvP over Goblin, where Goblin definitely had a decent start. There was potential, but obviously couldn't quite capitalize on it. Things went down south. It is what it is. Classic surprising Serral with a lot of adapts on White Rabbit and a great stasis trap. Then the comeback started. Goblin and Serral got a very impressive 2v2 victory, where Yona played really good, had some great link movement. And obviously Goblin held his weight, kept the main base safe against the double drop of Gabe. Trigger then winning an epic game. This is probably my favorite game of this entire clan war. If you guys haven't seen it, I definitely recommend you guys taking another look at it. Trigger Gabe was amazing on Mothership. Hard fought victory. Second one also fun, but a bit more decisive, a bit more one-sided, where I just felt that Trigger was cooking and continued to cook. And he wasn't done yet. He said, I hope you guys enjoyed the main meal. But dessert was good too, as he gets the 2v2 victory with Serral. Some fantastic fungals and storms together. ShoWTimE winning another PvP against Goblin, where Goblin again played good. Unfortunately, was not able to close it out. But our GOAT, the one and only, he shows up when it matters the most. Serral gets it done. That means that we are done for today, guys. That means next up, we're going to have the villains of SC2 versus No Ace Jinner. You guys can go ahead and watch this over at Wardi stream. I really encourage all of you guys to show some love and support to Wardi, as the team league is, I'm sure, very stressful for Wardi to organize and yeah, rely on everybody. Wardi, my goats. So you guys can watch the next match exclusively over at Wardi stream. I only cover the Basilisk matches, which I'm already very happy about. I think it's very sweet of Wardi to let me join these games. We can take a look at those matchups together. I can get you guys excited and hype it up. We will be playing again tomorrow. What is the time tomorrow? 1 p.m. So same time, same place, 1 p.m. CET tomorrow, or CEST at this point. Basilisk will continue. Who do you guys think will play? Take a look at this together, and we can make a prediction on who you guys think we can play. We have Percival Creator. Honestly, it's close, right? I think that's very close. Percival is really freaking good, but he hates Protoss. And Creator is getting a lot better again. I think I'm giving it to Creator, but slightly. Max Packs SOS, I favor Max by quite a bit. Max Packs Percival versus Rogue SOS. I think I favor Max Packs Percival. Max Packs Rogue, I favor Max Packs. Percival Creator again. Winter Madness. Probably Creator. Max Packs Solar Creator. I think the Villains of SC2 will win this. Looking at this, it feels that I think they have a better match. It says April 12th for our match. You're right. So only if we would have lost, we play again tomorrow. Thank you for correcting me. So that means we have the Saturday off. Okay. So tomorrow, guys, is just lower bracket finals, lower bracket, lower bracket quarterfinals, lower bracket quarterfinals, lower bracket semifinal. Yeah. So tomorrow is this. And then on Sunday, we do this, and this. So you're right. Thanks for correcting me. No Basilisk tomorrow. Bit of a shame. I was very excited. But that's all good. So no Basilisk tomorrow, but there will be Basilisk on Sunday. If we would have lost today, we would have played tomorrow. And obviously, like looking at the matchups, it would have been possible. Like, ShoWTimE, Gabe, and Classic are all elite. No, Reynor is not available on Sunday. Reynor is cooking in Miami. He's having a fun time. The perks of being a Red Bull athlete. GG's, guys. Mega job.